Left screams louder, can't hear my name. Right points, fingers, plays the blame game. In the middle, man, where do we stand? No saints, no saviors, just callous hands. Stuck in the middle, stuck in the fight. Common sense flickers like a dim street light. Woke to the left, holy to the right. Josh and Eli breaking through the night. Breaking through the night. Shades of gray, they call it a sin. Two sides shouting who's gonna win. Echo chambers building their walls. But we're here screaming through it all. Stuck in the middle, stuck in the fight. Common sense flickers like a dim street light. Woke to the left, holy to the right. Josh and Eli breaking through the night. Breaking through the night. Truth ain't red, truth ain't blue. Lies on both sides, what's a man to do? Tug of war, pulling hearts apart. But brassy patriot, where's the restart? Stuck in the middle, stuck in the fight. Common sense flickers like a dim street light. Woke to the left, holy to the right. Josh and Eli breaking through the night. Breaking through the night.
Oh, sugar. Is this thing on? Testing. Oh, there it is. It is on.
Definitely on.
It's definitely. Oh, you heard me even in the loud. All right.
I mean, just
barely.
just barely.
Hey, that's all we need, baby. That's all we need is just barely. You know?
I know it's every beginning. It's like we're screaming across a tunnel at one another. I love it.
Yeah, you know, I'm trying to be like a little pro, you know, like the show starts, you got the music, and then as we're talking, the volume goes down, you know, and it sits there for a second while we're discussing a few opening things, and then it slowly fades out as we get into the show. You see, there's a whole thing here.
Thank you, guy who explains things.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could do that for you. And see, it's been a hot minute since we've been back on, so like kind of kicking off the rust. You know, it's been a whole week. It's been a whole effing week. You know, what the hell have we missed?
That it has. And
I've missed you. That's what I've missed.
Oh,
have you missed me?
I miss my fellow compatriot
Yes.
here, Josh.
Yes.
Here at Stuck in the Middle Inc. I'll tell you, it feels like the world has been falling apart. Those of you joining us right now, welcome to another edition of Stuck in the Middle. We adore and appreciate having you here with us. As I said, it feels like the sky is falling. Enjoy some respite as we have a little congregation and chat about the world as it is.
I mean, you could also just say,
said,
come kick it with us, right? You know, that's what the kids are saying nowadays.
That's yeah, G Money Funk Flut. So I'm gonna just jump right in with something I observed at my mysterious job that seems to be a very popular topic with a locale that loves to take a guess every time. It's fantastic. So, if you don't mind, ask if there's context
yes,
needed.
For sure. You know, I love a good question. So, if I hear something, I gotta ask. I'm not holding back.
Solely as I know you're not Josh. You're just the Question, which is a character in DC, and I'm a geek. All right.
Or like, what's the guy from like Spider-Man 2 with the question mark? And like you go to his little fun house things, like Mysterious.
Oh, Mysterio.
Hey.
Okay, you're flexing your comic knowledge. So speaking of comics, I'll segue that to comedy. I wasn't here for this crash out, but I was there the day after, heard all about it, and I got a couple of people working on getting me the link to what happened because you're damn right. I would show it here.
There's a crash out at work?
At some risk, yeah. At the grand old job I have.
All right.
There was this employee. Let me give you some context, guys. She was working at this place. What's up, OT? What's up, Tech? What's up, Shep? What's up, Lewis? Actions. Sorry for C-Fouls, my brother. All of you, Big Rick. Welcome. By the way. So I'm going to describe a crash out that I wish I was there for, but my word is bond, as long as there's blood flowing through these veins, I will get this footage. It is out there. It's on Instagram and TikTok. I just don't have it yet. So this lady, she's worked there for 10 years. 10 entire years she's worked at the company. One of the first people I befriended when I joined this company. Definitely became apathetic, not the happiest person with the company, maybe life in general. Who knows? We all go through our daily grind. We have frustrations. It is very rare when we're able to vent that frustration in such an epic way. And this summons little energy. If you guys can remember, if you're OGs, the movie Half Baked, get that in your mind. So here's how this goes. This lady, I'm going to call her Kim, gets called into the office. That's never a good sign.
No.
Little talking to.
You know what would be cool though is if like companies did call you into the office for like throw us off the scent. Like every now and again you get called into the office and they're like, hey, here's a sticker. You're doing a great job. Like, hey, maybe I'm getting a sticker today. But we all know when you get called into the office, is it ever a good thing? It's never been a good thing.
Eli, step in the office. I got to talk to you. We're giving you a raise.
Yeah,
we're giving you a raise. Oh, shucks.
Not that you've earned it, but we're giving it to you.
Yeah. That's
kind
the
of takes
opposite
away
of what happened.
Oh,
in this case, unfortunately. So Kim is called into the office. One can assume whatever was said in the office and whatever preceded being called into the office was not a net positive because Kim decided to have a nice, prompt, stern walk over to where all these other employees that are doing different functions are. She, one by one, goes and says, yo, everything's good. Nice knowing you. Be good.
She does the Jan.
One up.
She does the Jan. Or like she does like the whole like Jan and Jim Brewer scene. Fuck you. Oh, no, that's what's his face.
That's coming after.
Fuck you. Got you.
No, first she goes to every single employee in this specific department to just say like, hey, everything's good. You're cool. I wish you all the best. There's about 12 people that she greets and says goodbye to. Then here's the epic one that I wish I could go back in time and not be off in this day. She walks over to this area where mostly leadership is, grabs this microphone that they usually let me use to announce we're closing because I got that DJ voice here.
Your
She grabs that mic and proceeds to start running around this grand old place with customers and all, and goes down the list of saying F you to every single manager of every single department, even a lady that just transferred there a couple days, apparently, as she was running around this giant place. Management was chasing her. The armed security guard was chasing her.
Oh, my God. I need this video footage.
I know. I'm going to get it. The gay guy that works there promised he's going to get it to me somehow.
Why's he got to be gay?
You know those gays. I don't know. They're going to get the tea one way or another.
Don't worry. I got that footage for you, boo. It's like, thank
He's
you.
the one that
Thank
told
you,
like
guy.
2 minutes of the next day. He ran to me. He's like, oh, my God. You got to hear what happened. Sorry, dude, if you're watching.
He might be trying to, hook up with you. He's trying to get on your good side. Like, you want this video footage? You can do
good
something.
for him. Yeah,
you can do something for it. Like,
nope, two different worlds that are not going to collide. But he did say that it was people were filming, the customers were filming, so this went on for at least like a little less than 5 minutes. And the poor manager that just transferred there, she is trying to pronounce her name to get a good solid last "fuck you," and this is apparently when the mic was ripped from her hands. So that was fun. I wish I was there.
You kind of got to go after like the top people first, right? Like,
she hit every note.
Yeah, but you said, like, once she got to the manager, she was cut off. It's like, go after the top brass first and then work your way back down to where you are, you know? Like,
in her defense, in Kim's defense, she hit all of the top brass, and she just wanted to make sure she didn't miss anybody, including the brand new manager that nobody ever met. And she knew the name. She was just trying to pronounce it right. That's when the mic was snatched from her paws.
Have you ever wanted to tell your job to go fuck off?
Yeah, like how many, I've had a few jobs in my day. By God, I think everybody, no matter what party or religion you have, has wanted to say fuck off to any job. Hell yeah.
I started a poll. Hello, Shamrock. Hello, Action.
Shamrock.
I started a poll. I said, have you ever wanted to quit loudly?
Loudly as possible.
Yeah.
I don't know about filming it, though. Like, that's 10 years. Now she can't use, like, any reference to, I don't know.
It depends, though, because... Right, if the new job, like the new prospect, the HR, whoever's hiring her, they happen to be a fan of the viral video. Let's just pretend it goes viral, and they're like, "Was that you? Oh, that was fucking great. You're definitely." But maybe don't do that here. You know, it's like
That's the only
that's the red flag.
That's the only little detail that we're gonna ask for. And also, I was this close to getting her to agree to come onto the show before she did this. I do have her brother's phone number, who is very, very politically active and disagrees with fundamentally everything we've ever said. And hopefully that gets to happen, and we'll get an interview.
I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Well, I guess, round of applause for her for quitting like a G.
Like a G.
Yeah. Truly.
And you could tell I was getting to that level. But and one last thing that occurred. This one will be brief. I'll rip the Band-Aid off. Ladies and gentlemen, this non-Jewish person that wears the Jewish star, blah, 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 confirmation, I'm tired of it. I was approached by a customer who was happy to announce, I'm Jewish and I hate Zionism. And that was an interesting conversation, yes.
They just said that to you outright, like out of nowhere?
It didn't come out straight away like that.
That'd been awesome if it did, though.
I'm telling you, everybody, just start wearing a Star of David or anything, really. Buddhist beads, I don't think it'll unlock the conversations that wearing this star does with other Jews, because, man, they get really comfortable with confiding what they think about politics, the world, and culture out of the blue.
Well, if we got time for it today, or maybe on Saturday, we got that whole upstate New York, New Jersey little video to watch regarding some of the Jews.
Yep.
And their
and personally for me, it's been a complicated one, because I know my bias is with the Middle East, Islam, and I will present some issues with Iran, but I'm also able to, regardless of heritage and love for the family, to look at the Hasidic Jewish community and how they have ruined and taken advantage of certain areas within our own country. That doesn't make me an anti-Zionist or an anti-Semite. It just makes me a person that's speaking what I see and the truth.
I would argue anybody who maybe takes advantage of the welfare system to that extent does damage. And you don't have to be any type of person besides, what do you call it? Like you're sucking off the government teat. Yes. A proverbial Jew. You could be a real Jew or a proverbial Jew. It's all the same, right?
And nobody can out-Jew the Jews more than the Jews. But
not these sons of bitches.
Just clarifying, this gripe is with this particular sect of the Hasidic Jews. In no way am I condemning the entirety of the Jewish people. Please don't take that away. Nor with the Muslim ideology or other Muslims.
I feel like every religion has their Hasidic Jews. They're like, fuck, like whatever. Like, I don't know if you call them extremists or just, conservative in the religion. Like they're just, to the T, or to the J rather. Like
I would say they're just a bit more, zealous or radical with their approach.
Zealous is a good word. Yes, so every religion has their zealots like that. Not all Jewish people are Hasidic Jews, right?
Right. Correct.
So
just wanted to get that little disclaimer out there before we do cover that.
Although I would, there'd be nothing more that I would love than you coming on the stream next week with like your little curly things and your hat on, and then you start to talk like, this is what I was, like I was like, we got one of them Hasids with us now. I'm cool with that.
Don't worry. One day it'll happen. When I see enough energy in here, chat, you guys will dictate it and it shall be done. I'll get the hat and everything.
Well, before we get on, we do have, obviously the Billary Epstein Deposition, as you see in the thumbnail. We have some of the Iran stuff. We're getting to the Jim Carey and Shia LaBeouf stuff, but just as a little warm-up, let's say, I feel like this next video we're going to watch, and it's a CEO, it's not just like a normal worker like Kim was. Like now I feel like the CEO is going to get called into your office and he's going to get fired just as Kim did because of the video he just put out. Now, we're all talking about the war with Iran and the war with the U.S. and Israel, but we're here to talk about the real war that's been going on for almost 2 decades now, like maybe even longer than that, right?
This is devastating news.
People say we hate endless wars, yet here we are in this endless war of burger versus burger.
In our own backyard?
In our own
burger
backyard.
Versus burger. This is anti-American.
What is going on with the world today? I tried to...
What are you even talking about?
The McDonald's CEO, apparently there's this new trend here where like CEOs want to talk directly to their customers. It's like, maybe don't do that. Just leave that to your marketing team, or have better people to help you out doing your videos. Regardless, this McDonald's CEO guy, I guess they just released a new burger called the Arch Burger. All right.
The Arch Burger, Arch Nemesis Burger? What's up, HK?
No idea why it's called the Arch Burger. That's a question that maybe you could ask him.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
No clue.
He's a regular guy too.
Yeah. No clue as to really why. But he releases this video. Let's see if I can. There we go. Of him taking a bite out of his burger. I guess it's to promote the new burger. It's to make it, hey, and there's also this like
Chris K here.
This need to look. I'm just like you. I'm the everyday man. This is what I eat for lunch. See, I'm just.
So essentially, you're telling me he's saying, look, guys,
Chris
I'm
K
not
here.
a lizard. I'm just a human being like you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't feel like there's ever been more of someone who looks like a lizard than this guy. You know what I mean? Just because you say you're not a lizard doesn't mean you're not a lizard, right? So
are we sure this is not Jim Carrey we're about to play?
It could be. It could be Jim Carrey. We don't know. That guy's got many faces. He's got many faces, this Jim Carrey character. So here's the McDonald's CEO. Maybe we'll go full screen for this real quick as far as this goes. And here's the McDonald's CEO trying the new burger, and this is supposed to sell you on wanting to get the burger and eat it and all that good stuff. So here you go. Without further ado, sir.
Chris K here with, you've heard about it, here it is, the Big Arch. This is something that we have tested already.
I already don't like him. Like, I already feel like low energy. I feel like low energy Jeb vibes from this guy.
It's just and Chief House, I see that you punked me. Yes, the arch, it's in the logo. You got me, damn it. Okay,
yeah, but
I don't like
two,
anything
right?
about.
There's 2 arches. This is just called the Big Arch. It's not a lopsided M. It's not like it's not like a big N and a little N to make this weird lopsided M. You know what I mean? It's 2 arches. The Big Arches. Maybe that's what they should have called it. Not the Big Arch.
Just 1 out of 2 arches. That's one less arch I could have had. Well, all right.
Say McDonald's, but with an N.
With an N.
Yeah.
The big N. I would love to see that.
Nick Donald's, like a guy named Nick.
Oh.
Nick Donald.
Okay.
The Big Arch.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, yep, the Big Arch.
All right, here's Chris K. A little more.
That we have tested already in Portugal, Germany, Canada. I love this product. It is
definitely really good places to try something that you're going to then pass on to the American people. Hey, we tried it here. We tried it there. Now we're bringing it to you. It's like, why don't you try it with us first? We are
yeah,
your
that
probably
doesn't
main
make
clientele.
any like scientific data. The science is not sciencing for me.
Yeah,
but okay,
all right.
he knows better. He's a CEO.
He's CEO. He's CEO. Chief Excellent Officer.
So good. I'm going to do a tasting right now, but I'm going to eat this for my lunch, just so you know. So here we go. First, holy cow. God, that is a big burger. We've got a...
You know, that's what the burger is called in India. The holy cow.
Oh, that makes sense.
Anybody?
Wow.
Anybody?
The more you know.
Yep. Anybody? Anything? Okay.
No.
As we go.
very unique kind of sesame poppy sort of bun on it. We've got 2 quarter-pound patties, a delicious Big Arch sauce, and of course some lettuce. So, oh, there's so much.
And of course, some lettuce, you know.
Dude,
for
he sounds
my
like
health.
Nova Online, that locale that does food reviews.
Oh yeah,
You
is
know-
it like kind of like the he's kind of got a little sass to him.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And he says bone apple teat every single time. Yeah.
This is the same guy. It's the same guy. Yeah.
Large
I can tell.
sauce, and of course some lettuce.
Of
so,
course.
oh, there's so much going on
He's
with
so
this.
pumped. He's so
First of all,
pumped.
let's try to get this thing. I don't even know how to attack it.
Oh, come on. HK is right. You know good and well he doesn't eat that shit. Nobody is capping here.
Yeah, dude, especially because I've never looked at a piece of food and say, I don't know how to attack this.
Yeah, it's the strangest thing to say. Looking at a glass of water, how does one imbibe?
You know, if Trump was eating this burger, he'd be like, I know exactly how to attack this. I blow it up. I just blow it up. You know, he's not fucking around, this Trump guy.
I mean, no, we would definitely trust Trump to handle a McDonald's burger.
Yeah, this
What's
is
up, Public Enemy?
this is the Iranian Ayatollah Arch. All right, it's a great burger. The
That would have
IAA.
tested well.
Yeah,
You should be in that video.
I should be the CEO of McDonald's.
I wholeheartedly agree here. You got my vote.
Yeah, we
That's
just-
not how that works.
We just can't maybe sell it in Iran. That's all. They may not like the name.
Yeah, no, we'll sell it, but only on Ramadan. I'm sure it'll go well.
Ooh, I like where you're going with this.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So let's see if Chris K figures out how to attack it.
How to attack it.
Okay.
Got so much to it. Oh, there's also some crispy onions on here as well. I see those kind of coming out.
Definitely a guy who eats the burger all the time, right? He just real. Oh, there's crispy onion. Like that was a surprise. He was surprised to see that on the burger. He never tried this fucking thing before. Ooh, look
This
at
is
that.
the first time this rich, out of touch motherfucker has even held a regular McDonald's burger.
Yeah. What is this plastic thing in my hands? This is weird, huh? This is a weird. All right, here we go.
Is this what you people eat?
Yeah.
All right, the moment of truth.
He just dabbled like this outside of the bread. Did he even touch the burger meat?
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking too. The bite was so soft and like careful. All he probably got there was bun and a little bit of condiment and his favorite thing, of course, lettuce. He did not hit burger.
I think Tech has got you on what his favorite is. He definitely likes the sesame seed buns.
Oh, he likes buns.
I don't know. I probably made something more out of that. Okay.
Yeah, you could have.
Yeah. I think
No. Okay. Let me see. Like a Miami vibe. He likes those poppy buns.
No,
Poppy,
okay.
poppy.
No. He likes seeds on his buns because he puts seeds
I
on the
see.
bun.
Okay.
never-
It's I warmed up. I'm stretching. I'm not gonna pull anything, but I get it. I like it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No. I
Someone
pulled
has
something.
spilt their seed on his
gotta complete it.
bun. Yeah. We
Yeah.
got to explain that. That's okay. I got to see the bite one more time just to make sure my eyes weren't deceiving me.
Onions on here as well. I see those kind of come.
It's almost like a magic trick. It's like, look, I'm going to bite the burger, and he bites it, but then he pulls the burger back. You're like, there's no fucking bite on it. How did he do? Fucking David Blaine. I saw him take a bite. I saw him chew, but then he pulls the burger back out, and there's no bite.
Yeah, no, I heard he consulted with Copperfield and David Blaine right before the shooting of this video.
Yeah.
Here as well. I see those kind of coming out. All right, the moment of truth.
Pussy.
Yeah. What?
That is so good. That's a big bite for a big arch.
That was probably the worst part, huh? You didn't. Who quality quality controls these videos? Like as soon as you
He's the
said that,
CEO.
they're like, oh shit. Oh, you're right.
everybody was afraid to say what they really thought.
Boss, you did a great job. Boss, you did a great job, boss. Oh my God, you took the.
That was the most human-looking bite of edible food I've ever seen, boss.
That was so. You took such a big, but that's why we call it the big arch, because you take big bites. Whoa, bro. This is why you're our boss.
Yes. It shows this good CEO attaboys you get. Go back to your alien sleep pod now, sir.
The seed EO. Okay, I'll keep going.
Distinctively McDonald's. Only McDonald's could do this type of burger, but it also is unlike anything else on our menu. It's a delicious product. You know, you've got sort of the cheeses and the gooiness, but those crispy onions as well gives a nice texture. And of course, we've got the pickles. So,
thank God he's got, of course, the pickles. I was kind of fretting for a second because I didn't think there was pickles on this burger. But he's like, of course, we've got the pickles. He just sounds like he's explaining the regular burger minus the crispy onions.
It really sounds like he is literally discovering what McDonald's has been doing the entire time he's been there.
Yeah, this is why companies pay like millions upon millions upon millions of dollars for marketing and promotion. Not for this. That was just dog shit. There's like 6 seconds left. I don't know how it ends.
What do you choose? Maybe.
It ends in disappointment, maybe.
I'm going to enjoy the rest of my lunch.
Bullshit.
But Big Arch, try it when you can get it.
I kind of don't want it now, you know?
Nah, I'm not feeling the vibe, bro.
Nah. Thank you, though. So Burger King saw that, and they said, hold my burger. You know, because
Burger King said, they would.
You know, hold my burger, hold your burger.
We appreciate the spam. Welcome. It's okay, you're welcome here. Okay.
Who's spamming?
It's not quite spam. Are you ready for war? Are you ready for war? War Machine? Okay.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We're getting there.
We're getting there.
This is the real war. Yeah, this is the war that's been going on endlessly for, I think once we see this video, this is like the culmination of
millennia of conflict.
This is the end. This is the end. Like I think the conflict may be over.
Okay.
Because of this fucking video right here.
This is the winning blow, you
said.
This
is it. This is the winning blow. This is the winning bite. He's got his little like chef thing on, little chef robe, little chef. You know, I don't want to get anything on my what it's called. It's not a bib. What was it called? Like a chef's. You know, what the fuck is this thing?
It's not a bib. It's a come on.
It's a coat?
An apron.
Apron. Thank you. He's a little.
Hi, Michael Hodges. God loves you too. Thank you. God bless.
I don't know if God likes McDonald's though. After that bite.
Yeah, no. God, immediately, God just checked him off the pearly gates list.
Yeah, like he gets, like Chris K gets to the pearly gates, and like Peter's like reading, okay, and Chris K, and like God's like, he's kind of like hiding. He's like, no, I'm not here. I'm not here. You know, God.
Yeah, and then he looks over and he's like, Burger King guy, come up front though.
Yeah. Shit, what's up, dude? Good to see you.
Yo, you know how to bite a burger, bro. They do daps. Pearly gates open. Yep. Boom.
Biting into that burger with your pearly whites. That's why you're at the pearly gates, baby. Took me a second.
It's amazingly sad co-hosting with you all these years. I was watching you and I saw how long it took for that little clip to generate in your brain.
That took longer than normal.
It was good. It was your timing is getting a little closer.
Yeah, you know, progress, not perfection.
Exactly.
Here's him taking a. Here's him.
Now
taking
let's
his
see
bite.
perfection. Yes, see how it's done.
This is perfection. Correct. That's a bite. That's a bite.
One thing missing.
What's missing?
A napkin.
Yeah.
Hey.
That's because he took a man's bite.
So that was his response to McDonald's, like social media wars. Okay.
It's fantastic marketing, you know, like it's taking like they saw something and now they're taking advantage or they're making it into an opportunity for themselves.
You kind of make a meme of them while you reap the benefits because McDonald's CEO fella lizard guy set the bar really low.
Yeah.
So Burger King just pole vaulted right over that and said,
And you have to like also acknowledge that too that even if they didn't release a video, they would have still won because of how bad the bite is. You know what I mean? So like they could have done nothing and still been ahead, but they doubled down with a bigger bite and they're like triple ahead now. So it's like a smart move.
Yeah, no. I'm just waiting for Wendy's to jump in though.
Yeah. Oh shit. That's a good point. It's a good point.
They're known to be like the social media kings in this whole foray.
Wendy's is just sitting there in the background dipping their fries into fucking their whatever the fuck they're called. I don't know.
Fryer?
No.
Baskets?
No, it's a chocolate ice cream thing.
Oh, the chocolate shake.
No, it's not called that. It's not a frost. Is it a Frosty? The Frosty.
Frosty?
Damn. Wow. Yeah.
Everybody, feel free to come up with simple words in the chat, and I will have Josh relay them to you just to prove he can.
Yeah. I swear I can get words. I promise you. I promise. I promise. All right.
Veritable wordsmith, sir.
Don't be fooled. All right. Don't be fooled. One more thing I wanted to share that was probably as scary as the real war, as McDonald's here. This happened over the weekend. I think it happened like India or something like that. But have you ever had a horrible experience on an elevator before?
Actually, yes. Specifically when I was doing construction work. Yeah, absolutely.
What happened?
Oh, when you rip up an entire floor and carry it on your shoulder and you got to shove it into the elevator doesn't quite close. So I got really mad and started kicking the crap out of the elevator. So it stayed open as we went up, and that wasn't cool, wasn't fun.
Okay.
Oh, 67% said yes, they would love to or wanted to quit loudly, like my friend Kim, and 33% are maybe a little bit more professional.
Okay. I myself on an elevator one time, we're working down in Boca, and it's like a 30-story building. I got like to the 27th floor, and everything just shut up. Like the elevator stopped moving. It went dark. I'm just like, oh, okay. This is
on the 27th floor. Okay, yeah,
just hovering above, hitting the call button, like, hello, yeah, I'm stuck here, and they're like, yep, we're working on it. And 5 minutes later, everything was cool, but like that's a long 5 minutes.
Wait, how long ago was this?
This was, let's just say, 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
2009.
So when you hit the button, your words were, and I quote, "I'm stuck in here."
Yes.
And the person on the other end responded, "Stuck in the middle, eh?" And then that seed was planted. Fast forward, here we are.
I said, you know what? In about like 10 years, we're gonna make a show called that. He's like, all right. He's like, not if I don't save you.
Emergency fella.
Not if I cut the pulley cable, bitch. And the elevator falls.
Oh, that would have saved a lot of headache.
Wouldn't it? So this happened in India, and
you ain't lying, HK.
I'm sure you have frequented some of like the gore sites. Like, have you seen some of the bad things that can happen with elevators?
I stopped, but yeah, way too much. Yes, especially in my 20s. You remember that old Facebook page?
Of course,
yeah,
I do.
I know.
So this guy, and you can already tell he's having a bad day, and like his bad day, I think, is what saves his life here. Okay. So
okay.
All right, there he is. He's adjusting his pants. It's been a long day. He's gonna, in a second here, he's gonna pull the lean on the door. Like, oh, fuck. Like, I know that lean. I know that, like, oh, Jesus. Just been
I'm about to feel it tomorrow morning. I know it very well.
Yeah.
There's elevators at my job.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. All right.
Yeah.
Maybe get us a video of something.
Sure. Yeah. Somebody specifically would love that.
Yeah.
What's up, TZ? Welcome, brother. Joe Pon.
So he's all like, what a day I've had, huh? So, all right, he gets off on his floor, and just realize, though, that him being right by the door is probably what saved his life. If he was sitting back by the handles, it'd be a whole different ball game. Watch this. He steps out in the elevator.
Holy shit, dude, that close?
Dude, it was so close, he bumps his head getting out. Like, as soon as he steps out, he hits his head on the top of the floor because the elevator starts going up already.
Oh, man. Okay. Yeah, that little lean forward. Oh, time to go. Oh, my God.
Bro. Now he's having a fantastic, or he's just a fucking perpetual pessimist. He's like, God damn it. He's like mad that he didn't die. I can't even die right. God.
I was going with one of two options, like, just fucking figures given the day I've had, or, you know what? The day wasn't that bad. I still got my head attached, Thank God.
Yeah, it kind of changes his perspective on things.
Yeah, it's
I
all
hope
about if
so.
you're a glass half full, elevator full decapitation or half decapitation kind of guy.
So you can't even kill me? I can't even die, right?
Yeah, because he's really avoiding to take himself out based on the belief, so he's just hoping for that accident. He's like, this was the one chance.
This is where I thought I could make it happen, but I
I'll
can't.
have to put myself in other precarious, dangerous situations, by God.
Just go jump off a building, at that point. Fuck it. Fuck it.
No. He doesn't want to do it himself.
He's a wuss.
He'll have to drink and then stand at the precipice there.
Mm.
Speaking of precipices, this has no relation to the segue, but which one is it?
I don't know. You tell me. What do the people want? Do we want to get into the Iran thing first, or do we want to get into the Billary Epstein thing first?
Well, first I want to say OT 32 times his crazy work, and HK, I don't think in India anybody can get sued for bad maintenance because, and I'm not, I'm okay. Fuck it. I'm painting India in a bad light. We know their structure, everything is not always up to par unless you're at like some posh hotel. So
I feel like in their like if they have an OSHA, like in their OSHA standards, they're like, you must build this improperly. Like that's if they build it correctly, they're gonna get fined.
This is up to code. What are you thinking?
How dare you make this safe? We must kill people at work. What are you doing?
How many lives you think you're trying to save here? We're not in that business. This is an overpopulation conspiracy. Everybody's in on it.
You know that. It's looking like we're getting.
I immediately thought of Bill and Hillary Clinton when I said that.
And that looks like where we're going into right now, the whole Billary thing. So
hi, lonely girl. 1 in 6 other fat people were in small lift, and suddenly it stops and doors don't open. It's stuck like 10 minutes. I don't know if you're describing that happened to you or if that's a statistic.
She says I and 6 other fat people were in a small lift. And suddenly it stops and doors don't open, and it's probably all the fats in there with you. They probably really weighed that sumbitch down. No
offense to the fats, but you're fat.
Yeah. It's all right.
And what the great lonely girl. Thank you for that. What is Billary? We're gonna explain that now. So, at least for me, I can say as we present what we are going to. I did watch damn near the entire 4-hour deposition with Hillary Clinton, and I'm less than an hour in with the Bill Clinton one. I wish I would have watched them all to their entirety. It is.
What are your takeaways so far? What are your takeaways so far from watching them both?
Okay, it's a ton of just absolute BS. It's an absolute gaslight. It is almost like a kangaroo court. There's some people that are there seriously. I mean, I think everybody there except the Clintons are there in serious spirits. Her lawyers are sharp and looking for any angle so that they don't have to answer directly. They almost see, especially with Bill. He's a willful, useful idiot, and Hillary Clinton is an ice queen that doesn't really need no lawyer. And my takeaway ultimately is that we're getting nothing burgers. They're serving us nothing burgers. They're playing dumb, and it's going to enrage us even further. And I really wish this is a pipe dream. Forgive me for having this. With all the nonsense that goes viral and popular in this day and age with the internet, this should just be the hub of everything. I know the fatigue is real, but you watch this kind of you watch the shit that they're pulling right now. All of the lies. I even started taking notes and writing out their specific lies and responses, and I'll save that for what we got. Hey, Angel Wings, welcome.
So we have Clinton's before and after messages. We have the video of him clearing Trump. We got him smiling at some photos, him talking about the dress, him talking about why you like them young, a birthday letter, and an angry Hill Dog video. But to start this whole, dare I say, kit and caboodle off, I was unaware of this. I stumbled across it. Not to say I discovered it, but I guess it's kind of well known, or maybe not as well known. But apparently, in 2007, one Jeff Epstein was featured in one of VH1's like Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous videos. And seeing that, it really kind of made me made me understand a little more how connected he was, not just with politicians, but just in the whole entertainment side of things. Like to have your own little segment on VH, like, damn, this guy was that well known. We got a clip of that if you want to see that. Did you know he was even
I never
to that
knew
extent?
this. That's insane work. What was the year? 2000 and what?
I think around 2007. So it was definitely before his first conviction thing, I believe.
Right. Okay, that's about like a year or two before he was convicted. That's wild. And yes, I think the files themselves show us how connected across the board he is. Entertainment, politics, scientists. I mean, you name it, it's there, sadly.
And I don't negate that, and not that I thought otherwise, but this really just kind of nailed it home for me as far as like how connected he was and just how they talk about him. And he's got 7, and that, you know, that cool British guy talking his little accent. He's got 7 planes.
Do you, real quick, before we play this, do you remember the story I've told about the one video I ran into where
You should have walked.
This was before the day of AI, the age of AI, but it's after the Epstein shenanigans went down, the demonic crimes. That the video that I found myself looked like it was Jeffrey Epstein torturing a female.
Oh, is that where she's like laying down or something like that?
So make it the abridged version. This is a little graphic, and I'm going to try to PG it up a little bit, guys. This is something I've seen with my own eyes, and I remember this was at least, it was 3 to 4 years ago because I did a live stream and talked about it. This was after the big shout out. So it's on one of those, you know, anonymous forum sites, and there's this damn video. And it looks like Epstein with Ghislaine standing to his right, and there's 2 trees, and there is what looks to be a young woman tied up, her arms with rope. They're tied up like this. Her legs are stretched out. She's tied up, so she's flat on the ground. And the camera angle is that where he's standing above her. You can really barely see her. You can see it's just a human being that's naked. And this is what the video looks like. This is what I'm going to describe what I saw. Magnifying glass in his hand. Ghislaine is laughing or giggling, and he's holding it, concentrating the ray of the sun through the glass right onto her private part, where it begins to billow a little bit of smoke, and it looked 100% real. And she was shaking so violently. Her skin was so red, I'd imagine, with pain and adrenaline. It's
How old is this video?
PTSD, it stuck with me.
When did you see this? This is a well-known video that was out before this.
I don't know about well-known. It's before AI was being utilized. I don't know if slop AI was even a thing, but I know this was at least 4 years ago.
So this maybe started to come out when he was arrested in like 2018, 2019, maybe?
Yeah, yes.
It sounds familiar. It does sound familiar.
Yeah, I've told the story a couple times because I can never forget that. I cried after that fucking video. Like, yeah, that shit. That's the kind of shit. Like, this is why I calm myself down.
Shit.
This is why it's so easy to get overly emotional when I listen to the testimonies of the people that we know he was affiliated with, that went to his little islands or his jets or whatever have you, regardless of party. I think of shit that went down there. And based on just the clips that have been made available to the public, we've seen them. And I don't want to describe them. You've seen them with these little girls with the, like it's like they're doing what they do in Hawaii by like using these giant leaves to you know, wave off and cool you down. It just makes me so mad that we're being gaslit and they're lying and they're still in a position of comfort and power. Damn them all to hell. Damn them all to hell.
All right, let's check out this this GIF.
Yes, please.
All right, let me see. I got to fast forward. Okay, here we go. Without further ado, VH1 playing the Jeffrey Epstein.
But only one man truly rules the Wall Street skies. Because for former school teacher turned billionaire Jeffrey Epstein, one private plane won't do. He's got a small fleet. A Gulfstream 4, a Cessna, and a Boeing 727 with, of course, an in-flight trading room.
He has a Boeing
This is real?
727. I'm just wondering now, what do you need a commercial-size airliner for?
Believe us, it comes in handy when you've got powerful friends to fly around. When Bill Clinton organized a week-long
no.
tour of Africa in 2002, Jeff gave him a ride in his personal 727 and took actors Kevin Spacey and Chris Tucker along for the trip.
Now, for
This is
former President
real?
Clinton, it was a chance to investigate the problems of AIDS in Africa, and for Epstein, it was a chance to hang out with some of his big shot friends.
Jet setting with Bill, all in a day's work for Wall Street moguls.
Wall Street moguls. All right.
This is fucking real.
Let
This
me
is
double check.
legit.
But I asked, and it did say it's legit.
I mean, it exclusively names some of the most high-profile people, like Chris Tucker. These are people like Kevin Spacey. That's the motherfucker that would walk around all the creeps, and the creeps would be creeped out by him.
Jeffrey
And,
Epstein was featured in a 2007 episode of the VH1 reality series The Fabulous Life of, specifically in an episode titled $1 Billion Wall Street Ballers.
Holy shit! Right in our eyes, people. This is,
What?
okay. I'm like at a loss for words. It's a rare thing. It just reminds me of like the theory with the Simpsons. Like they often are credited with, predicting shit. I'm not saying this is that. What I'm saying is though is like the entertainment or the elite Hollywood always rub our faces in something that inevitably comes back to bite us.
Lonely Girl says J.E. is a really cool dude from the 80s.
Jeffrey
Says
Epstein.
if J.E. marry me, I surely marry him.
Uh,
I don't know. Lonely Girl, you're a little too lonely if you're like, that Jeff Epstein. He's a good
she
guy.
also said, if I have power, I blast this Earth planet and move to Mars for sure. But okay,
Maybe it's a money thing. Maybe she's like, yeah, sure, I'll marry him. He's got money. Yeah, could be.
Chaos
like
for
that.
you. 1984 and Idiocracy was foreshadowing of America. You ain't kidding, homie. Cola, God bless. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. Thank you for all of your fantastic live streams and everybody in that Circle Independent Mini. Craig the Hunter, Count Yorga, you guys are amazing, and I cannot wait to get back on there with y'all, including this fella, by the way, stuck in the middle. But, okay, I'm just still in a bit of shock. The most high-profile assholes that we know, without question, there's no scrutiny being put out, there's no defense, and they've been kind of disgraced, but they're still functional. Kevin Spacey did a last Hail Mary interview where he cried about losing it all, was still somehow able to make a really crappy movie about him being a stalker of all things after everything came out, and they're still out there.
Yeah, it was kind of a weird role to go. Like, I get maybe you're trying to turn into it, so like you see him as a bad guy now, so he plays a bad guy role, but it's like maybe it's a little too on the nose, a little too on the head, so to speak. Hammer on the nail.
Josh, I think you may have offended Lonely Girl by actually reading her own words, because she just said bye, podcaster. Well,
Bye.
Lonely Girl, I'm sorry that you would want to marry Jeffrey Epstein, but yeah, okay, bye.
Yeah.
Nice having you, maybe.
Or maybe she's just like meaning like, hey, look, I'm married to Epstein now, so see you plebs later. Maybe that's what she means. Like,
you know
bye,
what?
podcaster.
He may still very well be alive, and I'm not even stretching my imagination with that one. I never thought I'd be on the side of that conspiracy. I don't even know if I should call it a fucking conspiracy anymore. I'm pretty damn close to believing he is absolutely alive. Maybe that was his new wife, and she's just learning how to type now.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to roast you. I don't care. Okay.
Hey, you said it. She said I'll marry him, so
Yeah, she did.
She's joking. We're joking. We're all having a fun time here. Do we want to get? So Bill Clinton released a written statement before he did the deposition, and then he released the video post deposition. Do we care to watch any of those?
He did a written statement? Is that at the beginning they both had statements prepared that were read out?
Yeah, he released this statement just on his X on Twitter.
Later, OT. Good night to you.
Deuces. Yeah, it says President Clinton's. Oh yeah, so it's his opening statement. Do we care about his opening statement, or do we even care about his closing statement? So you just want to get right to him talking about Trump smiling at photos, all that good stuff? I'm cool.
To the meat and potatoes, because I can tell you from my own observations, both Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton's opening statements are fluff, virtue signaling, fakery.
How about this? Give me 30 seconds for his end message like briefing kind of thing, because he released this directly to the public. And let's just see what he says. I haven't watched it. I don't know if there's gonna be anything good on there or not, but let's just see what the end. At least it's a video. And by God, does he look like an old man? Holy shit! Obviously he is, but it's really showing. So this is him talking. I just finished testifying. That lady had huge boobies.
Yes, Cola, I did. I watched the entire Hillary Clinton deposition today, and I saw that, and it's absolutely mortifying when she is questioned about Anthony Weiner's laptop. That shit is crazy. Craig the Hunter, welcome, brother.
Ooh,
I don't have my tie on, but I got my famous V-neck. And Lonely Girl, feel free to stick around. She's saying, I'm Jeffrey Epstein fan. Okay, I'm going to stop reading your stuff. He was really good at smiling without showing his teeth. Okay, fantastic. Moving on.
I can kind of do it. No, you're showing your teeth. You got to not.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do what she described.
Everyone does. What if you got bad teeth? You don't want to show your teeth when you smile. You just go you know?
Yeah, no, fuck that. In comparison to Jeffrey Epstein right now, I'll do everything opposite. Okay.
Here's old man Clinton.
All right.
I did not have sexual relations with Jeff Epstein.
All right, I already just pointing out, because I watched some of his deposition. Huge difference. Let me widen the screen. He's way more. He still looks absolutely brittle and decrepit, but he's got makeup on. Okay.
He's definitely a little more made up with the makeup.
I just finished testifying in front of the House Oversight Committee. I did it for two reasons. First, I love my country.
And second, I love bitches.
Yep. That would be more honest.
America was built on the idea that no person is above the law, even presidents, especially presidents, and that we should all live under the same set of rules. This kind of democracy requires every person to play their part.
Yeah, and you to tell the truth. All right, that was 30. You want to watch any more of it?
I mean,
intrigued?
I know what precedes, or I know what comes after this. So this is just
comes before
him doing his fluff.
Yeah, he's
trying to, he's trying to virtue signal, and this was post. This was after.
Yes, this was after.
I just finished.
Yeah, this was. I just finished testifying.
Bill, bro, completely too fucking late, homie. All right, your deposition did enough damage and told on yourself more than anybody else possibly could. There is no amount of PR damage control that can be done for your demonic little family.
All right, here's a little more. Here, we'll full screen this one. So this is him talking about Trump, and I guess he's a little pissed at some of their selective questions. So here's a quick clip.
I hate this, because I don't believe I should.
What'd you say?
Whatever the fucking reason are they there? It's dumbfounding to me that they act like they're shocked for being questioned. They were subpoenaed. There should be no shock or false outrage. It's just a signal to other Democrats that'll still be blue no matter who to go along with them. They're fucking dog whistling. And what's up to you, Great White, and anybody I missed? Keep on going.
I've never heard that person before. Anybody I've missed? Welcome to the channel. Anybody I've missed?
Shut the fucking. Okay.
I hate this, but because I don't believe I should inject anything. But I do not want to leave the impression, but since there was no follow-up question, the president never, this is 20-something years ago, never said anything to me to make me think he was involved in anything improper with regard to Epstein either. He just didn't. That's the truth. As I said earlier, the only conversation I had with President Trump about this was in the early 2000s. And I have no information that he did anything wrong. I just want it all out there. I want everybody to get it all out there and let everybody see where we are.
See, when I first read that he was upset about the selective questions, I kind of like, and then his little caveat there at the end, because you didn't ask any follow-up questions. I don't know who was, like, maybe it was a Democrat asking him some of these questions and they weren't being thorough. They were just trying to have him answer or give an answer in a way to make Trump look bad. So I really have to see this clip in context, but I kind of got the idea that in this specific instance, when he's kind of mad at the selective questions, it's in how they're being phrased about what he knew about Trump's part in it. And they're trying to, and that's why he's like, listen, I'm going to clarify. He never told me anything, and I never had any indication, nothing of the sense that made me think, he said nothing that made me think that he had anything to do with what Epstein was doing. So he went out of his way to like whatever was being asked seemed to be very murky, and he wanted to clear the water, clear the air.
There's a lot of people that asked a lot of different questions, and some of them not very polished. So I understand how they can be perceived as murky. I witnessed it myself. Just do you find it odd at all, though, that he is specifically? Do you see this as him, A, telling the truth, B, taking up for / maybe defending Trump, or C, like, what is your take?
Yeah, you could. I could definitely see this. Like, hey, look, I'm sticking up for you, stick up for me kind of thing. I could easily see that being the case. I do have to watch his entire deposition to make a better, assumption on that. But in this moment, I just feel like, I think by him clearing Trump, he's also clearing himself. That's the only way I can rationalize it. It's very opposite from Hillary Clinton, who literally tells them to depose Trump and Rubio. Well, she's not like, it does seem like Bill Clinton and other people are more important to talk to than Hillary. It seems like maybe some of the people asking questions to Hillary are more there for the spectacle of it than actually I do get the idea that Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton do things separately and don't tell each other about the things. They're married, but goddamn, do they not like each other that much? I could see that. She's like, look, you gotta talk to Bill. You're asking me questions I don't know, kind of vibe.
And that's a quote. Like, she literally said that many times when she was questioned. To the comment of you talking about how they were there more for the spectacle, I'll say after watching it, there was people there that their heart was in it. They were mad, and they masked it effectively so they could do their jobs. And then there were some pussyfooters that were handling it gently, and then there was some that are hitting as hard as allotted because it's all in good faith, and just but they are polar opposites. He is the useful idiot that I think they should kind of metaphorically bleed for as much information because he's dumb, and Hillary is still sharp, way too sharp, and a devious little ice queen, snake, demon, two-faced piece of shit. Not that I have a bias or anything.
Let's go.
What's up, Pooh and Twisted? Yo.
What up? Let's move on to him, I guess, smiling and almost seemingly reminiscing to some of these Epstein photos. And at one point, it looks like the lawyer,
takes the paper.
Yeah, and he's like, no, let me see that back. I remember that bitch. Look at all you. Like he's all happy about it.
It's cringe. It's discomforting. We're gonna be human beings, and we're gonna speculate. You're gonna see the footage if you have yet to.
Yeah, I do wonder what he's looking at here. So hopefully in the deposition itself, like if you watch the long one, you'll see, what picture he's actually looking at. Because right now we don't know. It's kind of out of context. Is he looking at a horrible picture? Is he looking at a picture of Winnie the Pooh? He's like, I remember that Barry. He eats all the fucking honey. That son of a bitch. Like, we don't know what he's really looking at here. It's more like, look, we're talking about Epstein. So we kind of then jump to the fact that he's laughing about an Epstein picture, something like that. I'd like to know more. So maybe someone knows out there and watched the whole deposition. I'm not sure yet.
This might very well be when he's handed the paper with the picture of his painting, where they ask him to read the letterhead, because he kind of did the same thing that we're describing. But okay. I may have missed it. This is the deposition I did not watch in its entirety.
Let's see. Mouth agape. Oh, man. Let me see that. I remember an
what
ass
the fuck?
like that.
Okay.
I gotta look at that ass one more time. Look at that.
No, this is not the painting portion.
He pointed
what
at something.
What the fuck?
I wish we could see that picture. And he's all shaky hands, old man. He's looking at it, and his hands are like.
That looked like. All right, I'm gonna be hyperbolic.
Look at that smirk.
Looked
right
like a serial killer returning to his crime just to relive the feelings of it. Like that. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
everything surrounding this scenario is not good. So
No,
looking at that
right.
and anybody, yeah.
Like that's I understand that part. I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate a little bit. Like whatever that picture is, I'd like to know. It might make better context, but the whole situation in totality does not look good in this clip. Like
Yeah,
if we're talking about Epstein,
no.
all the horrible things he's done, what picture is he looking at where he's like, "Oh yeah, I remember doing that. That was fun. I put my something in her face. That was awesome."
Especially if it's, you know, one of the photographs they have of him getting the massage from the very young lady. And it's so crazy when he's confronted with this kind of shit. He talks about, oh, my neck was spasming and it was in pain. So they, pause. So they helped me with that. Just fucking bad looks all around, Bill Clinton. You belong in a prison.
Like I almost see like a red carpet there. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. It almost looks like they're looking at a picture where, okay, I want to get
Well, it's not the painting.
No, it doesn't look like the painting, but it looks like somebody standing on the red carpet almost. See, like, I don't know if you can see this, but I see red carpet and I see two figures right here. I see two legs standing right there and I see red under there. So is it at some event somewhere?
Yeah, that's my takeaway.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that event.
Some kind of maybe lavish event, but I'm looking at a blurry-esque photo.
Yeah, no,
that's the best I can make of it. But yeah, it looks like something triggered, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, memories."
Yeah, the good time. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Bill Clinton remembers.
Piece of shit, demon.
Okay.
Mr. President, we have about 5
He's so happy.
That was like
minutes
taking a
remaining
toy
in the
away from
majority.
some kid.
I know, but like he's so happy to have seen that photo though. Like, he's not even mad that his toy was taken away. He was like, he's happy because he was like reminiscing about all the fun he had with that toy. He's like, I know I can't play with that toy again, but I remember all the good times I had with said toy. Look, oh man, it's sparking all that.
Yeah, there's no positive optic on that. It's just creepy.
Bill Clinton loves a good memory.
That's on the record. Yeah, and I'll give you the thumbs up for it.
Thank you.
He's giving me old man like ice cream
creep
truck
vibes,
vibes right now.
You want some ice cream?
Mr. President, we have about 5 minutes remaining in the majority's first hour, so I just want to ask you some questions related.
What we also didn't point out too is you see the lawyer snatches it from him and he says, "I want that shit back. Let me get that back. Let me see that." And she's kind of like reluctant at first to give it back to him, and then she gives.
She almost looks kind of dumbfounded. Yeah.
Just like what's his face's lawyer. If you say more than 5 words, I'll
fucking
fucking
yeah.
kill you.
I didn't notice that, but people were saying that, and now I see what they meant. Yeah, yuck all around. I think universally yuck, ick. I got all of that. Gross.
The next clip we have is him being grilled on the blue dress. Was this the one that you said you liked?
This was my favorite because you can see how awkward it is for him.
We have a painting of you, Mr. President.
This is a long one. So do you know about where, or just kind of maybe put it on fast forward and kind of see what it does for?
Oh, just let it
few
roll
moments?
from the
Okay.
moment the painting is mentioned. What's up, Parstar? Welcome back, brother.
Let me see. We're gonna go to a little more.
Let it roll for a bit.
Yeah.
And then, you know, as if you feel the need, by all means.
Bump
But
up that
let it-
playback speed a little bit here.
This painting.
Hang on, they're doing a little
He
intro.
doesn't need to describe the painting. You just gave him
Oh,
a picture.
yeah,
What's
that's
your
right.
question?
My
They're
question
little
is, are you
It's still
familiar
an
with
intro,
this painting?
still
Have
an
you ever seen it in
intro.
person?
Still an
Did you
intro.
introduce
See all the little grainy things on the screen.
Did you engage
Still an
in
intro,
sexual relations
still an
Sadly, it was
or
after
sexual
that I sent this that I found the entirety of the,
Deposition.
yeah, yes,
That's fine.
indeed.
I'm sure there's some boring ass parts in the deposition that really we don't need. Okay, here we go. Now
Okay,
we're
thank you
into
so
it.
much for being here with us.
Being horse.
Oh, you're fine, Mr. President.
Look at shaky hands Sam over there. Like he freaking
oh, yeah,
grabs
no,
that.
he's-
I think he has Parkinson's. Though. I feel bad if he does.
People were speculating. That's not a fact that's available to the public, if that is the case. But he is up there in age, so no shock.
He'd probably say something gross like, "You know why I got shaky hands from all that pussy." You know, he'd probably say something like that.
That, or you know, just the way he used, "Oh, the neck pain. Can you rub it for me?" He'd be doing with every part of his body that shakes.
My
Take
neck's-
care of this for me.
Yeah, my neck is actually below my waist.
My neck, my back, my.
What's the funny thing from Superbad? You know, the funny thing about my neck is it's located on my. Remember that? Because she said like something about like a massage. She's like, oh, the funny thing about my back is it's located on my cock.
Jonah Hill line.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you so much for being here with us. Oh, you're fine, Mr. President. Mr. President, I want to make my questions as quick and as painless as possible so we can move on with the day and hopefully not keep you here for too long. First question I have for you, Mr. President. Have you ever lied in a deposition?
No.
Have you ever lied while under oath?
Bullshit.
Thank you.
Except that one time when I said I didn't have sexual relations with that woman.
Thank you. Okay, so established Hillary Clinton's deposition. There's a big part where she talks about it's important to recognize patterns and all this. Fucking right there.
Yeah, you're
He's an
looking at
established liar. Nothing he says is credible in terms of him saying whatever his answers are. He's full of shit. That's all I'm saying.
Personally aware that Jeffrey Epstein visited the White House 17 times during your presidency?
At the time it happened?
Yes.
No, at the time it happened, I was not.
Do you know, so Jeffrey Epstein never asked to meet with you personally in the White House while you were president during those 17 visits?
Not to my knowledge.
Would you know who he was?
Not to my knowledge.
Sorry, I wasn't inhaling just like he said.
Is there is there a possibility that Epstein was more trying to buddy up with some of the people that were under Bill Clinton, so he's going to the White House, but not necessarily to meet Bill, but because it's it's a whole.
I mean, yeah, well, a weasel and or a rat or a snake has got to start somewhere, but
right.
I 100% believe he effectively got to his targets, and it's on the record. It is. We have the evidence that they have, as much as they deny it, we know they're all fucking friends, all of them.
Yeah. Meeting with?
No.
Okay, well,
I didn't know he was coming.
Is that standard protocol for the president to not know of someone who is attending, visiting the White House 17 times?
So wait, excuse me, just to be clear.
While you were president.
The White House office, which has 1,600 employees, you're speaking of the White House office?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I think that most presidents don't have a clue who's coming in every day unless it's somebody of personal interest to the president.
Yes, and you did have a familiar relationship with Jeffrey Epstein, correct?
No. I wasn't aware I'd ever met him when I was president.
While you were president. We are trying to establish if...
Wait, what did he say? I wasn't aware that I met him while... So a lot of his interaction, I guess, from what I'm trying to take away with what he's saying, is a lot of his interaction happened after he was president? Because when he was president, what,
96? Was he president?
Was he 8 years? Bush was, what, 2000, 2004, so he's 96. So Clinton was like, maybe I got that wrong. Fuck it. Let's look it up real quick. Take a guess.
Okay. But I know what he does try to effectively establish throughout the deposition is he was unaware of Jeffrey Epstein's crimes, which I find absolutely impossible, implausible, given the severity of the crimes. Even Hillary Clinton playing it down was pathetic. So he says he essentially didn't know Jeffrey Epstein had any kind of trouble, and 2003 was the last time he shared a flight with him. That's what I recall.
So he was president from 93 to 2001. Jeffrey Epstein didn't get his first conviction to what, 2009 or 2003?
2008 is the number I have in my head.
2008, yeah. So somewhere around there within those 5 years, between 2003 and 2008. So it was after his presidency. So like maybe Epstein was working his way up to get familiar. Like you said, a rat has to start somewhere. So that could be plausible, but that doesn't take away with what he was doing after the fact. I'm not I'm not defending after he's known Epstein, but in this moment right here, just talking about Epstein going to the White House while he was president, that could be a possibility that he wasn't aware of him yet. But because Epstein was trying to work his way up to meeting Clinton.
Well, what's crazy to me, and Shamrock, on that point, I was doom scrolling through Twitter, and I verified them, at least 4 pictures where they're all in a group together comfortably. These are not doctored in any way. It was and this was maybe in the 96 era, and in the photographs you can tell just more time elapses even further. There's one of him that looks to be at a private event, where he's buddy with Epstein, and there's girls there. There's the one on the beach where he's getting the fucking massage, and in the jet itself, I mean, it's this is indefensible.
Captain Honky says, my dumbass thought you were watching a live video and thought Bill was taking the longest drink of all time.
That might have been a better play for him, Captain Honky. Might have worked out better in his favor.
No, I'm still trying to take a drink. You know, but he just sips the whole time while they're asking questions. Sir, what do you have to comment? No, I'm still taking a sip.
It's a 4-hour sip. Hold on. How long is the deposition? Yeah, hold on.
I'm really thirsty today.
Oh, he's thirsty, all right, motherfucker.
You know, all that, okay.
Jeffrey Epstein was a foreign or potentially even a domestic asset of some kind.
Drink already, would you? Holy shit. He's just hovering right there. Put it down or take a sip, man.
Do you have any reason to believe that he was trying to seek access to classified materials, intelligence reports, or sensitive government information?
No, I knew nothing about this story until it came up. I was glad to see that ppicture of the
Yes, and Mr. President, sorry to interrupt you. Mr. President, since knowing Jeffrey Epstein and knowing that he had visited the White House, were there any conversations from your associates, any White House staff, or anyone familiar with the meetings that said he was seeking detailed information about government relationships?
Does that question relate to back in the day or now? What's the time of the question?
I'm asking, since you have been aware, any time since after you were aware that Jeffrey Epstein visited the White House 17 times, has there been any conversations with anyone that you are aware of that Jeffrey Epstein was seeking sensitive government information?
That's to the best of your recollection.
To the best of my knowledge, no.
Yeah, they're asking hindsight. Now that you know who he was, if you think back to some of those times, was there some, and it's like, no, to my recollection, nothing at all. No funny business.
Two things stick out to me right now. The ridiculousness, and I understand the plausibility of it, which is what he's trying to sell us on, is 17 fucking times, one of the most demonic human traffickers ever to exist happened along in his White House, and he's completely unaware. The same motherfucker that we found Ghislaine Maxwell at the wedding of his motherfucking daughter, and all of the pictures and evidence that's out there, you can only downplay so much. Epstein donated $21,000 to the CGI, that's the Clinton something foundation or institute, and both of them are playing, I didn't know, it goes through this other party, and all of this is such obvious bullshit. I made my first post on Twitter because I got so pissed off after watching this shit. I get too emotional, I admit it, but I think this is the issue that we can all allow ourselves to be fucking righteously pissed off Americans. I said they need to be not drawn and quartered, pulled out in public square and lashed for every lie they have ever fucking told. And I also made sure to say, this is not a threat. This is my fucking opinion, but
right.
This is outrageous, man. Fucking outrageous.
Do you think there's ever a possibility where if, let's say you own a charity, someone owns a charity, are you aware of every single person that donates? And to play devil's advocate on my own self, I would say no, I wouldn't be aware, but I feel like I would be aware of big donations. You know what I mean?
Exactly. All right. When it comes to a certain amount, we're talking about,
catches your eye.
I know it's maybe a drop in the bucket or in the ocean when we're talking about $21,000, but after a certain amount, it is customary to thank the donors and to even, it was posited that Jeffrey Epstein was gaining leverage because guess what he utilized to get that sweetheart deal before he got it? He mentioned in the courts that he was a big supporter of the Clintons charitably, and he also, for whatever fucking reason, he only went after and supported Democrats. I am not obfuscating, I'm not taking away of any fuckery that Republicans did, but he only donated expressly to Democrats. What the hell is that?
I mean,
sorry, I spent a lot of time analyzing everything I watched.
And I guess also to further that point, I guess back in the day, if you see, videos about Trump talking, and he would say he would run it. I think back in the day, he would classify himself as a Democrat, even though some people would call that silliness. But that's why maybe he was almost or kind of close friends, or not close friends, but becoming an acquaintance of Trump is because at that time, remember he's like, I'd probably run as a Democrat, he's on record saying that multiple times before he decided to run as a Republican. So that could kind of play into that. Let's play a little more here. We're not that far into it, so I don't know when the blue dress thing happens, but we'll keep going.
Oh, I promise we're there.
Hell yeah.
Go for it. I got some. I'll
Thank
read
you.
after.
And moving on, at any time while you were traveling on any aircraft owned, leased, or otherwise affiliated with Jeffrey Epstein, did you engage in sexual relations or sexual activities with anyone other than your wife?
Yo, that word, like sexual relations, like haunts him. Like he just heard her say that, but to him, it sounded like, have you engaged in sexual relations?
That was a perfect reenactment of how it echoed in his fucking head.
Yeah, it's like
he just had a whole flashback.
Yeah, like this. Like, have you been engaged in sexual relations? No, I swear I haven't.
I could make a joke about how Monica Lewinsky started floating up in his brain space the entire time, but unfortunately, I do totally believe this fucker was at Lolita Island, so...
He was definitely at the other one. What's it, like Noro? Was with an N or something like that? The one that they both said they weren't at, or like Hillary said she had no idea of who Epstein was, but this one guy came out and said they were at part of, I forget the island name.
There was a, yep, that's correct. Even though there's so many people that witnessed, and I don't know if they testified, but told other news affiliates, I saw them, I saw him, I saw her, but still, here we are.
Here we are. A little more.
No.
During any such flight, did you witness or have knowledge of any other individual engaging in sexual activities with any female passengers?
No.
In 2002, you participated in a 10-day multi-country trip to Africa while traveling on a Boeing 727.
That was kind of a tell there. When he says no, he breaks eye contact and looks down. So,
that, and he almost said it before the question was completed.
Yeah, he can't. You know, so the first question was, "Did you engage?" And he said no. And the second question was, "Were you aware of?"
Nope.
And he looks down and says, "Nope."
You engage in sexual relations or sexual
Watch his
activities
eyes on this
with
question.
anyone other than your wife?
No.
He did not break eye contact. He remained eye contact. He said no. He said it in just in about an appropriate time to answer back. He didn't answer right away. He didn't take long to answer. That was a very matter-of-fact answer. But when he's asked about, were you aware of sexual relations going on, it's a different Clinton.
Sexual relations or sexual activities with anyone other than your wife?
No.
During any such flight, did you witness or have knowledge of any other individual engaging in sexual activities with any female passengers?
No.
In 2000,
he breaks eye contact completely.
He does the entire tell that we've all been taught, kind of psychology 101, where you look to, left or right. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think like what, quote, psychology 101 is where you look up and to the left or something like that. But what really is the difference? Up and to the left, down and to the right, down and to the left. So
it's about accessing a specific part of your brain is the whole story. What's up, Mishka? Love, we see you.
So they're trying to, I guess what that is, if you look up and to the left, it's kind of supposed to make yourself look like you're thinking, no. Or
yes,
something like that,
instead of memory recall.
But this was no. This was like I've been caught kind of no. Like I'm looking down and not really giving you any eye contact. I mean, the eye contact thing is big. Like that's really big.
any such flight, did you witness or have knowledge of any other individual engaging in sexual activities with any female passengers?
No.
In 2002, you participated in a 10-day multi-country trip to Africa while traveling on a Boeing 727 owned by Mr. Jeffrey Epstein. This trip was organized by Ghislaine Maxwell. Do you recall this trip, Mr. President?
I recall the trip, but I don't know that it was organized by Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yes, sir.
I believe we were going places that I needed to go for my work in Africa.
Yes, sir. Internal FBI records describe the aircraft as having a section with couches adjacent to which a sliding glass door leading to another compartment. There was a bed. Are you familiar with the layout of this aircraft that you traveled on?
I'm familiar with the fact that there was a bench that turned into a bed at the end of the passenger seats.
And no other bed you are familiar with? Did you ever go into any part of the aircraft with a bed that you perhaps lied on or utilized?
I'm familiar with the bench.
Yes.
That turned into the bed.
Yes.
I do not believe I ever went into the back section.
At any time while traveling on such aircraft, do you remember?
See, like, I almost believe him there in the way he responded. It's like that, like, you know, I'm big on body language. And the second you're not making eye contact, you do something different. Like he answered this question pretty much the way how he answered the initial question about, did you engage in any sexual activity with anyone other than your wife? He said, nope, I made eye contact. He's kind of answering it like this. So, but
I bear that in mind. I also bear in mind, though, that this man is a what's up, Gigi? Good to see you. Welcome to Stuck in the Middle. That this man is essentially a career fucking liar, and that he's almost entirely skilled in the art of lying, and we'll see little breaks here and there. I don't know what else to call it, but bias, a gut feeling. I have nothing on paper I can say other than that he's just lying through his teeth almost the entirety of this deposition.
Cola says, you think the body language experts rather will cover this or be afraid to be added to the body count list?
Funny enough, in this very deposition, there is a portion where Bill Clinton is questioned about all these fucking people that were 100% identified to be there and how they are all, as he said, unfortunately dead. And then there's with Hillary Clinton, all of the people that they posit to her, they all resigned in disgrace. And she's like, yeah, they're a good friend of mine. And then they add how then that they had to resign from their careers.
Angel Wings.
They're just circled around too much fucking evil.
Yeah, it's hard to escape all the relations to, like the close relations to said evil. Angel Wing says, the more I watch, the more I'm thinking now Bill is having memory issues or just a really good liar.
Yeah. Look, I'm not
Miska
doing
says
anything performative. Too. I believe he is an accomplished fucking liar. What's up, Vanessa? Welcome to Stuck in the Middle.
Miska says, I think maybe he's very calm, focused, but we can't see his legs. His legs may be fucking ba 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 ba. Like he may look like he's a metal drummer doing double bass right now. Like
yeah, a little shaky leg syndrome there.
Yeah, exactly. A little nervous, but that's right. We can't see him.
Yeah, Vanessa, love counselor, probably a good liar. I thought that he had dementia, but he has age-related tremors. Agreed.
Probably a good liar.
I concur.
Shamrock says, I did see a body language expert cover this, and he said Bill was deceptive and lying. Angel Wing says, I don't think he has dementia, rather seriously thinking of what to say. Bill is very cunning. All right. Thank you, Craig. You're too kind. You're too kind.
Craig, wait. Oh, yeah. Craig, I see
Craig,
you.
Eli's here too, man.
It's okay. I didn't wear the tie for you today in protest, Craig.
But
in protest.
Like, what about stuck rules, you know? Stuck rules. And that will encompass both of us. You could say stuck rules. That means me and Eli, right? You know? Come on. I'm just trying to stick up for my friend, Craig.
Stands and haters.
Oh yeah, no, dude. I feel like I have a lot more haters than I do have stands. I don't know if that's what you call them, but I feel like I have a lot of people who've maybe I've been misunderstood over the years or just rubbed the wrong way, and they're just like, nah, I don't like them. I feel like I have a lot more of those than I do like a Craig. I think Craig's the only one. I don't think anybody else I've seen like rules, you know.
Craig, so thank you for starting a trend, and I hope it sticks. Because by God, this man deserves his flowers.
Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
Drop the compliments in the chat.
I didn't even know why I said that. I didn't even know why I acknowledged. I'm gonna talk over you. I'm gonna talk over you.
Nothing gets.
I'm gonna talk over you. I'm gonna talk over you. It's the opposite. It's the opposite.
A little.
Okay, this is weird.
Love
now.
In the chat.
Back to Bill Clinton.
Utilizing either the bench that laid out.
What's that? I'm sorry. I thought
you're fantastic at this.
Okay.
Please continue.
One option for now. Do you remember utilizing the bench as a bed? Was it laid out as a bed?
Do you remember?
I don't remember, but that doesn't mean I didn't. I'm familiar with the note.
See?
Yes, sir.
I don't remember, but that doesn't mean
that doesn't mean I didn't. What a fucking oddly phrased truth. This is where I'm calling all of his answers bullshit.
Is there anything in your life that you could think of that if asked a question, you could respond like that?
Like you'd have to give me one, but it's really hard. Like that is the most crazy minced up garbage answer I've ever heard.
But it would have to be so vague. Like, did you ever call someone a bitch at a bar one time? It's like, I don't remember, but it sounds like I could have, I guess.
Yeah, right.
like, but that's how vague it would have to be. Like, I don't think she said anything that vague, did she? Like, what was the question? You remember the question she asked?
Yeah. Now, do you recall this bench that turns into a bed? If you ever laid on it, and he goes on to explain. I don't remember. You know, he explains it and then just says, "I may have." Essentially,
just because
totally
I don't
busted.
remember doesn't mean I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? You won't go back to my house later, lady. You're pretty.
To your bitch analogy there. Here's how I'd answer that.
What's my bitch analogy?
I'd say yeah. Did you ever call a lady a bitch at a bar? And I'd say, I don't recall, bitch. That's what I'd do.
Well, number one, I'm not at a bar right now, so how dare you, sir? See what I did there? I didn't fight the fact that I wasn't a lady first. I just said, hey, I'm not at a bar, bro. You know what I mean?
Word. Yeah. You being.
Are you a lady?
I guess you're owning the bitch in this scenario,
dude.
Because that's not what I was doing.
I'm not at a bar. Okay, how dare you, sir?
Okay, you're only a bitch at a bar. Sassy.
Yeah. You haven't seen sass yet.
Don't get me started. I got those darts hidden away.
I don't even know if there's anybody who knows that inside joke anymore. Like,
nope,
I think
it was
during
from the
those
glory days,
like during those times, like I don't even think any of the OGs knew we were back yet. You know, maybe Shamrock was there. I bet you Shamrock might be one, maybe, possibly, maybe even C-Files. They remember the sassy toxin.
The sassy toxin. It was after the Charlie Kirk tragedy.
You're not missing much.
We were talking about the last time the FBI had gone public with the weaponry they had, which one was essentially an iced bullet that can release a toxin that makes it look like you had a heart attack. Josh comes up with the joke. Oh, it's full of sass. And I took one of that sassy toxin. Okay, now you know.
It's I think that's close enough. That's
the best I can do.
That's fine. That works. All right. On with the Billary.
The bench as a bed. Was it laid out as a bed?
Do you remember?
I don't remember, but that doesn't mean I didn't. I'm familiar with the note.
Yes, sir.
So he said he remembers the bench and he remembers that it was laid out into a bed, but he doesn't remember if he ever used it.
That was my initial takeaway.
So you remember like everything up into the point where like, you know, hey, there was a bed. I saw a blanket. I saw a mattress. I saw eye things to block out light. I saw sleeping pills. Well, did you go to sleep? I don't remember.
Yep.
Well, it feels like all the things that one would search for up to going to sleep, that's what you were looking to do, right? I don't know.
I feel like he scripted a bunch of things of like what possible questions would come, but he didn't quite get trained in the nuance, so he falls apart when their details are picked.
Yeah, he was like, really, don't worry, I got this. It's like, dude, you didn't listen to anything we said. It's fine. It's fine. I got this.
You'll notice the contrast of how the lawyers treat him versus Hillary. They let Hillary fucking go off the leash.
You know, like they kind of like hold her back like a pit bull that just killed a dachshund. Hold back, you know, like get your dog, and they're like, fuck it, I'm gonna let her go. Hill dog's at it.
Yeah, you are not at all like being hyperbolic about that. That's what she reminds me of.
Like if only she had American interests in mind, damn, she'd be a fierce person to like battle. Like, damn, she's a bitch. That's exactly what we want. It's like, you know, we want a dick like Trump. Like, you're not gonna take no shit. When you act like that, like, oh, okay, but she doesn't like America, so it's like she's a bitch.
Yeah, no, she went the other fucking way.
Yeah, she's a bitch to us. It's like,
so all of that energy and whatever potential, it went towards nothing short of fucking evil.
And I'm just gonna say this for the record: I would never hit a woman, but I will beat a bitch's ass. Okay, write that.
Damn
down.
right.
Write that down.
All right then.
That's not a shot at Hillary though, just because we were calling a bitch. I just want to separate those two.
So, yeah, no, I'll keep them connected for myself, though.
I don't even know why we use the word shot at Hillary. That was a poor choice of words, too. So just disregard that part as well.
We're already on the list.
Yep.
It's okay.
Oh, fuck. I'm getting a call. Hello.
Internal records relay testimony from Dr. Greg Bledsoe, who participated on the 2002 Africa trip. Did Dr. Bledsoe describe multiple millionaires? Dr. Bledsoe does describe multiple millionaires and billionaires on the plane.
Dude, what's the guy's last name? Dr. Bloodcell?
Blotto? I don't know.
Dr. Bloodcell? Yeah, that sounds like a cool doctor.
Dr. Robotnik. Yeah.
Describe multiple millionaires Dr. Bledsoe does describe multiple millionaires and billionaires on the plane. Do you remember any of the names of those individuals, potentially even the actor Kevin Spacey?
Oh, she's trying to get him to snitch. Was there anybody else on the plane with you? I don't snitch, bitch.
At least that would be more fucking truthful than the performance we get for the entirety of this thing.
Just like I always used to say, snitches get put on the Clinton list.
He should have just whipped out the saxophone and jumped on the table.
Is Monica here?
Take it away.
Yeah. Where's Paula?
Kevin was on the plane.
Did Dr. Bledsoe also describe, he also describes multiple young women were...
So he snitched on Kevin. He's like, yeah, Kevin was there. That crafty
Yeah, but
bastard.
he's fair and easy game because of how public he became.
But also, too, now that we know his ways, unless Epstein was getting, like, the young boys, too, Kevin was like, this isn't my fucking type of party, god damn it. He was pissed because he's like, you know.
I believe it's
He's
been
gay,
introduced
right?
to the realm. Yeah, he is gay.
Yeah.
But it's been there were boys there.
Oh, were there? Well, fuck
according.
me. Okay.
Yeah,
well, don't. But you know.
Yeah.
Poor choice of words for an Epstein.
Yes,
but,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's
but
fine.
no, Kevin Spacey again. He is the one that gained the notoriety of being so fucking unhinged and disturbing that all of the creeps there were actually uneasy around him because he was so violent with his fucking whatever his kinks were. So, okay, bearing that in mind, he's still free and breathing air.
No, right?
Present on the flights, and that Maxwell appeared to be in a position over the girls on the plane. And
Yo, for a clip about him talking about the blue dress, we're halfway into it. Nary a word about a blue dress. Like, maybe just make the clip 6 minutes instead of 15 minutes.
Yeah, feel free at your leisure to jump ahead. But,
I don't know where it would be, though. So let's just, at this point, you know, I think the other two Bill Clinton clips we'll get through kind of quickly. So this
in
is
for
just,
a penny, in for a pound.
Yeah, we're here. We're here.
was directing.
It's given us so much so far too. So what's to say it's going bad, right? You know. So
yeah, no. Hey, put it all out there.
As Bill Clinton liked to say, "Fuck it."
Whoa. Shamrock says
Okay.
Virginia Giuffre, whose name every time it was mentioned fucking broke my heart. Said Obama was the worst, and she witnessed him going into cabanas with young. Holy shit! I haven't heard about that. That I need to do my own personal vetting before I make any comment.
Hey-o.
But okay, holy shit.
The girls. Can you describe the purpose of these women participating in this multi-country
Objection to the form of the
trip?
question. You have no objection to you asking the president what he saw, observed, heard, but he can't possibly speak to what Maxwell was in her mind.
Did you witness, Mr. President, Ms. Maxwell appearing to be in the position over other girls on the plane and possibly directing the girls?
Well, I thought that she was Epstein's top aide and that she was basically in charge of what happened.
What did happen, Mr. President?
I don't know. I mean, I've already told you this. I'll tell again.
She was in charge of what happened. What happened? I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, then
it's
what
gonna
do you-
get worse for him.
What is what happened? If she wasn't like, why can't we ask that? Like, if you were going to use the retort of she was in charge of quote what happened, well, what is what? Well, then if you don't know what happened, how do you know she was in charge of it?
Precisely.
It would make no sense, sir.
No, a lot of it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Saw anybody do anything wrong.
You ever seen me playing saxophone before?
That would be the pivot.
It's an opportune time to pull it out.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I thought they were flight attendants.
Do flight attendants...
There's like 20 of them. I thought they were flight attendants. There's like 3 people on board. Oh, they're just attending our flight. I thought that's all.
They're gonna get him, and his counsel is going to help him with his answer.
Love it.
typically wear tank tops and jeans?
They don't all wear uniforms on private planes.
Yes,
There you
sir.
go.
Most are dressed probably pretty business class.
So
Moving on.
His testimony was, with respect to private aircraft, people are not wearing uniforms.
Dude, that lawyer is savage because she's like, yeah, you know, business class. She's like, no, hold the phone. He said a private aircraft. She's not letting that, you know. All right. Well,
Yep, that she is the sharp one. The fella can be too. He's a bit of a pain in the ass, but she's all over the place.
that's a great picture right there.
Yeah,
Just him with his hands on his face.
that's the legacy we should all remember with cuffs on.
That's how he's really feeling right now. Son of a
100%.
Correct.
Go ahead.
Dr. Bledsoe described at least one of the girls serving as a masseuse. At any point, did you or other male passengers receive a massage from this young woman or any other young women who are described as a masseuse?
Well, I've seen one picture that shows that in a airport waiting area, one of the women was massaging my neck. That's all I've seen.
Have you received more than one massage from these trips with Mr. Epstein and the young girls that were present?
I don't recall them, but
Isn't that a weird answer? Like, that's all he's seen was a picture of himself getting a massage or like rubbed on the neck. Like, that's not really, I don't know. It's just such a weird
decrepit,
answer.
corrupt president, old brain speak, to him, that is a clever answer because he's referring to something that's already public, and it's the biggest gaslighting nothing burger of an answer he could possibly offer us. All I recall is what the public knows.
Yeah, exactly. All I recall is what you've shown me.
Yeah, exactly what he's playing into. Fuck you, Bill Clinton.
You received more than one massage.
Fuck you, Bill Clinton sounds like a hardcore title to a song. Like sometimes they have these weird like sentence like songs like today I walked my dog. Like, dun 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 dun, and like fuck you, Bill Clinton sounds like it would be like a drop like fuck you, Bill Clinton. Dun 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 dun.
It would be the drop in the song of I Walked My Dog?
It would be, yeah, sure, whatever you want to do at that point.
All right.
Yeah.
Or the title.
Fuck
all right,
you,
now
Bill
I
Clinton.
owe everybody here. I have to make yo, Charger, great to see you here. God bless, brother. Hope all is well. And shout out to the Triple T crew and the Corrupt Cartel. Sorry, but anyway,
Corrupt Cartel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Either way, I'm gonna make a freestyle,
Do it.
and it's called "Fuck You, Bill Clinton." Just not gonna do it now.
Okay.
From these trips with Mr. Epstein and the young girls that were present?
I don't recall them, but the problem I remember from that trip was that my neck had spasmed and I was in, and so they offered to help and I let them help. One left.
She asked whether or not you recalled
Here
any
we
other
go.
massage.
No, I do
trips.
not.
Thank you.
She had to stop him and said,
Mr.
"They're only asking if you recall other massages. Stop. Shut the fuck up before I." Yeah.
But all he did was just repeat the one he said that he already admitted to, though, right? He just
He was adding more, which can
got
be a
you, yeah,
slippery
okay.
slope. So she had to remind him, "You've pretty much already answered. You don't need to elaborate."
kind of shows you how powerful a lawyer can be. Like that's
Absolutely.
That's an ex-president, and she's telling him what to do.
How to
Yeah.
answer
Damn.
and cover every angle, optics, PR, all of it.
The law is above all else.
All I've seen.
Have you received more than one massage from these trips
I don't recall.
with Mr. Epstein and the young girls
Oh,
that were
this is
present?
where he gives the
I don't
answer.
recall them, but the problem I remember from that trip was that my
Oh,
neck
look,
had spasmed and I
you
was
see
in,
the lawyer go. She kind of tilted her head at him.
She's got those death darting eyes every time.
so they offered to help and I let them help. One left.
She asked whether or not you recalled any other massage.
No, I do
trips.
not.
Thank you. Mr. President, moving on to my next question. Submitted to the record, we have a painting that seems to be of you, Mr. President,
Finally.
found in one of Jeffrey Epstein's residences, wearing a, I would categorize it as a famous blue dress worn by the White House intern, Monica Lewinsky. And I have this image here. This image is being passed around. If we need to go off the record while we do that, we can.
I can take a picture.
So
Do you have a question?
It will be
Yeah, I do.
marked as Majority Exhibit 15. Proceed.
thank you.
They already knew this
So,
picture was coming.
Mr. President, we are looking at an image of a portrait that is looks to be you, Mr. President, in this blue dress. Can you describe this painting? And
He doesn't need to describe the painting. You just gave him a picture. What's your question?
my question is, are you
Sharp.
familiar with this painting? Have you ever seen it in person?
I've never seen it in person.
Do you know why someone would paint this?
Are you asking him to
Objection.
speculate?
That's calls for speculation. You can ask the artist.
And
Can't read
if I had
minds.
known Jeffrey Epstein had this painting, it would have saved me this whole day.
Did you ever introduce Epstein to Monica Lewinsky or any other?
So what's your thought on that? Because like the whole painting thing, I never really thought it was anything like for Bill. It was almost like a joke, maybe like
something for mockery's sake.
Right. Like I don't
joke at his expense.
Right. When again, but when you take in the totality of everything,
Thank you.
It does kind of, but by itself, it's like meh.
It does fit with, as you say, the totality of all of the disgraceful acts that we are aware of, the things that makes every human being sick to their very stomachs. It feels that this would be some kink joke that he himself found funny, and maybe he has like a humiliation fetish. I strongly doubt he wasn't aware of this. And, you know, clearly they're downplaying just how close they all got. For God's sakes, Ghislaine was at the wedding. I'm not asking anybody to make any stretches. And by the way, GG, you bring up a good point. We can't rule that out of the speculation game here. The handshakes that he's got going on, that could be to garner sympathy.
Yeah,
it could be.
It could be.
Even though he is old as fuck. But
yeah.
yes.
And I'm pretty sure that the whole Parkinson's thing came out too. But who knows? Who really knows with this guy? All right, a little more. All right, so so he's going to talk a little more about Monica. We're kind of past the painting, but this may tie back into another question about the painting. We'll see.
They're young female White House staffers.
I did not.
Did Epstein ever request introductions to young female intern staffers of you? Did he request you to introduce them? And one regarding this exhibit.
No. There's an answer he gives where he has to be reminded that nobody said kids or minors, and he, you know, just I don't know if that's in this clip, but yeah, go on.
Did you ever introduce Epstein to Monica Lewinsky or any other young female White House staffers?
I did not.
Did Epstein ever request introductions to young female intern staffers of you? Did he request you to introduce them? And one regarding this exhibit 15, this portrait, to the right of this image, there appears to be a plain letterhead document that is framed in a gold frame. Are you familiar with?
He's testified that he's not seen
this. This is strange.
The painting,
this whole thing
yes,
is strange.
yes.
Right
And now
here.
I'm asking about the image next to it.
This leads to really nothing. It's pointless confusion.
You want to move on?
Huh?
You want to move on from this then?
Yeah, because it leads nowhere. They keep on trying to get him on what this letterhead says, and the initials JS are there. Yeah, it doesn't lead to anything unless there's the separate clip of the letter that he wrote to Epstein.
Kind of a deceiving title to the video. Like that whole question was like a minute long, if that, and it's a 15-minute video titled "Bill Clinton Gets Asked About the Dress." It's like, well, damn, you made us.
Yeah.
All right.
Clip grab,
yeah, definitely a clip grab for sure. We got the dress thing. Do you want to see? So we essentially have two left of Bill Clinton. We don't got to watch them both, but we have the Nancy Mace thing, quote, ripping into Bill about why Epstein would say you like them young. But then the one I'm also interested in, I have not seen, is he's asked about a birthday letter he wrote to Epstein. So would you like to watch both? Are both pertinent, or should we only pick one?
I didn't see the Mace one, but the letter one is good.
All right, well, you tell me.
So, yeah, whatever, hey, man,
letter?
we got a show. We chilling.
I know. I don't want to, are people bored at the Epstein stuff? I don't want to beat a dead horse for too long, but I'm totally down to watch them both. I don't know how people are feeling on it, is all. But you know what? Let's just see how it goes. Let's see how
everybody, thank you for remaining here engaged and just enjoying Stuck in the Middle. We're going to keep on, and feel free. Your engagement. You guys are the captains of the ship. You want this to go any other way? Feel free to drop a comment, an opinion, a suggestion, and we will take heed.
And you know what?
D-Fowles is the MVP of dropping the truth bombs and the jokes there. What's this? No, for real. Obama has never done anything bad, ever, and he is a saint. We co-sign.
Not once.
He's a saint. Just like Peter Griffin kisses his portrait in the show. That's me every time. Any opportunity I see him on TV.
Mm-hmm. We turn the phones on if you feel like calling in and adding anything to the Epstein thing. Feel free to call 954-546-3455. No pressure, but they are on. If you want to add something else than just some text in a chat, feel free to call the show. We'll hear you out. We'll hear your opinion. So this is like the other one where it's like a 15-minute video. So You want to
yeah, you can jump to the part where they just get to the damn letter.
Yeah, do you know where that is?
See where it starts, and then
Okay, all right, yeah. We'll do the tried and true.
Them young. Why would Epstein say that about you?
All right, we're at the intro. We're intro.
The article into the record. How many times did Billy Maxwell visit your home in Chapel Rock? All right, Mr. President, Congresswoman Nancy from South Carolina, thank you for being here with us for hours today. I know it's been a long day, and I know that we're going to wrap up soon for you. Did you know one of the witnesses who testified in the Epstein cases that Epstein said, you quote, like them young? Why would Epstein say that about you?
Are you asking his opinion? You're asking him to think about why Mr. Epstein would say something about him?
Why would Epstein say that about
So she's
the
asking you
president?
to try to be in Mr. Epstein's mind and guess at what Mr. Epstein would have thought about
this little
likes them
bitch,
young, referring
too
to
good at your
those.
job.
First of all, that's not true.
What's not true?
That I have any interest in underage.
I didn't say underage. I said young.
But it's still not true.
Yeah.
Is an intern young?
Hang on, go back, mofo.
That I have any interest in underage.
I didn't say underage. I said young.
Nobody said underage.
Ooh.
Young women was the term being thrown around for the entirety of this deposition. That motherfucker just told on himself.
Yeah, but also too, to play devil's advocate, Epstein, the whole Epstein thing is underage. So you're kind of thinking of it. It's like, don't say it. Don't say underage. You know, it's just like a reporter, you know, saying like how they slip a bad word in sometimes. And a lot of the times they're probably like, all right, this word sounds so close to that word. Don't say the bad word. Don't say the bad word. They go live. They've almost willed the bad word in it. You know, like sometimes like, you know what I'm talking about? I don't want to I don't have a good video to play, but like sometimes you'll hear somebody say, like that one guy said, like, remember he said like he said faggot, or he said something like that. It's a great day outside in faggot LA. And like, but he was live. He's like, oh, I don't even know why. He's like, he was probably thinking that, you know, so that's not really a good example because that was on his mind. But I'm just saying, you can kind of will some things in by thinking, all right, thinking of it too much, thinking not to say it. I'm just saying.
I don't think there's a lot of thinking in that head. I think he's too fucking old, too fucking tired, and too fucking dumb. He's doing the best he can to lie through his teeth, and I do believe, even though the devil's advocate placement has its place to remain fair, I totally believe that was a fucking Freudian slip on his part.
Yeah, it very well could have been. I'm just posing the other side and not just like, hey, you know.
At a show called Stuck in the Middle, how dare you?
Yeah, how dare you?
What's not true?
That I have any interest in underage.
He's not making eye
I didn't say
contact
underage.
again, though.
I said young.
But it's still not true.
Is an intern young?
Yes.
Okay.
At my age, anybody younger than I am.
Did you
is
know
young.
Jeffrey Epstein instructed a witness to deny you were ever on his island?
He didn't have to since I was never there.
Did you ever travel to Zorro Ranch?
That's it,
Is that
Zorro
in New
Ranch.
Mexico?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Have you ever flown?
So he said no, and that whistleblower came out and said yes. There's pictures of them there. So who knows if that guy's true? But
Also in that Netflix documentary that I think, well, I've been trying to inspire you to watch if ever you have the time, because I know how busy you are. There is a very convincing, I'm going to go out on a limb and say the individual that was there is not a fucking paid actor. This was legit and a verified individual that was help building this Epstein compound on the actual island itself. And he went on the record on the documentary to say, I saw Bill Clinton there multiple times, every time he was on the boat riding around to get to wherever he was putting up this giant wall. So, fuck you, Clinton. I got a solution for the Clintons. Wood chipper. There you go.
Yeah. You know, anybody who's definitely guilty, wood chipper. It's just like you want to make sure they're guilty before you wood chipper them, because goddamn it, if our justice system has not convicted a lot of innocent people just for the sake of getting, you know, making it look like they got something. So that's always that comment is not a justification for Bill Clinton. I'm just saying, like, there are some people, like Elvis was, you know, randomly named. Like, a lot of people were named in the Epstein list that shouldn't get the wood chipper.
Yeah, no,
because they were brought up secondhand or something like that. So
it is very important to everybody. Like, I don't want to sit here and placate to you guys like you're not smart enough individuals. Think for yourself. I am alarmed at the mob mentality, although I understand the righteousness of anger. If you hear a name and that it's mentioned any amount of times, you need to vet at what context, because they talked about a lot of people that they wanted to get or, get involved into their schemes that they never quite got to. So
I mean, look
yes.
at like Ted Lieu. Ted Lieu said there was like 30,000 accusations of Trump, essaying children. Remember that? And
yeah.
So like,
that's the number of times Trump is mentioned. Those are not. Well, that's an insane statement.
So that's a lot of times, but just because you're mentioned that many times doesn't mean you're guilty. That's a good example. Well, if we're to take, so that's another weird thing going on here right now. We're taking Bill Clinton's word for it that he's saying Trump had nothing to do with it. Yet every other thing we're saying he's lying. So that seems a little biased on our part.
For my own journey, I am struggling just to be transparent and honest, because if we are gonna do a show and I'm lying, what the fuck is the point of putting any energy into this? You gotta bear it all. You gotta wear your heart on your sleeve. I am losing my faith in Trump ever since the Epstein drop and all of this and how it was handled. And I understand active investigation. Yes, we found out he dropped the dime in 2006, 7, whatever. I just, I don't know. I don't know that I'm a Trump supporter right now in this moment. Let's see where it all goes.
It could be, three things, unfortunately, as far as with what Bill Clinton's saying. It could be the broken clock is right twice a day, where, yeah, for sure he's lied about the other things, but this is true. The inverse could be like also true, where he's lying about everything. Then also it could be true where this is true and a few other things that he said are also true. So there could be three different plays here. So that's why, like, some of the things I'm trying to give him credit for, where I think that seems a little more truthful, but then he'll say something that kind of contradicts the first thing, where I'm like, that seemed truthful. And then he'll be like, yeah, but I didn't do anything with minors. Like, I didn't ask you about that. He's like, oh shit. So it's
yes, what you are offering is a very important counterbalance or weight for me, whereas I just taste blood in my mouth.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Like don't
get me wrong. I don't not feel that either, but also, at least for a show point of view and just strictly looking at it without your emotions, with however you feel about Bill, I'm trying to keep that in check as well. There'd be a lot of people like, I don't like Bill, so I want everything to be true. It's like, I don't want to be that person. I just want things to be true that are true. I don't want to think everything he's saying here is a lie if it isn't, just because I don't like him. But also, I'm not going to sit here and say everything he's saying is the truth just because I'm trying to play devil's advocate. I'm just, it's a fine line.
Precisely, which is why I paint out that it's important. Otherwise, I would be running this with my emotions. That's saved for the Progressive Patriot channel, where I'll go unhinged and rant in my car or something. But here, I need that anchor. I need that counterbalance, because I'm ready to just spit hellfire and condemnation and start saying shit that'll get me arrested. So, yeah, thank you. Let me just read. Nicole Gracing, there's so many high ups involved that I doubt anything will ever come down to any arrests. To comment on that, I think it's disgraceful that all we've seen is the people that have been implicated simply being able to resign from their high-paying careers in disgrace. You got to be shitting me. We're talking about people that have been verified as having some form of activity greater than being affiliated, and they get to just publicly resign in disgrace while living lavishly. That is not justice. I believed the American way had something better in store for us, so that leaves me with a very apathetic taste in my mouth, which is why I look at Trump and I'm begging the system to improve. Maybe it's too much of me to ask of just Trump, but I'm apathetic and angry.
A little more here. I mean, he did answer that first question, so as soon as it gets boring, we can move on to the birthday letter thing. So,
Dirty Rat Noise, welcome to Stuck in the Middle. So yes, please do go on.
For overseas trips.
I have flown as many miles on other jets, but never with as many stops.
How many other people's
planes have you used, like Epstein 26 times or miles, etc.?
I don't know. I did with Steve Bean, who's now deceased, and probably with 4 fellows.
Okay, so maybe about a half dozen billionaires total. So, how many dinners did you have with Ghislaine Maxwell or Jeffrey Epstein in attendance?
She's asking to the best of your recollection.
I have no idea.
Okay, did you ever discuss sexual misconduct?
The fucking lawyer. She's asking to the best of your recollection. Oh yeah, no, then I have no idea. I mean, like that's like semantics almost. You know, it's like I know, but I can't give you a right answer. Like I think I know, but it would just be a guess. So I really have no idea. Well, I want to know what you think you know is. Well, no.
She's reminding the dumb old man who is, in my mind, guilty as fuck to that he has some leverage to go. I'm old and dumb, and by the way, emphasis on old. I may not recall a damn thing. She's reminding him he has that card to play.
So, of all the accusations out there, and let's say of all the accusations against Bill Clinton, that would be 100%. If they're all true, do you think he's 100% guilty or 0% guilty? Like, what percentage of guilty do you think Bill Clinton is? As far
100. His connections with Podesta. Once you get the context from all of the documentaries and the testimonies from the survivors, from Virginia Giuffre herself, rest in peace, taken out in such strange circumstances, I do believe that he has gone to the lowest pits possible on this physical plane to conduct himself in a way that has earned himself a righteous little place in hell right next to fucking Satan.
And you think it's with minors or you think it's with people of age?
I think Bill Clinton went as far as he could, and this is where I'll say I'm even stretching a little bit. I'm somewhat confident that Epstein put him in precarious scenarios where he was intoxicated, and we all know what was there and available, and all of these sick fucking elites that are disconnected from humanity did what they do. They're bored with what's available in the real world for us Joe Schmoes that pay our taxes, and they do the most heinous things because they've experienced it all. They're fucking bored. They belong in hell. I think they're all guilty of the worst things you can come up with.
And we know that he has a heavy sexual appetite because, I mean, he had, intercourse in the fucking Oval Office. Like he couldn't, refrain from it. Like remember the Dave Chappelle joke? He kind of busts out of the Oval Office door. He's like, you come here. He just kind of, he picks a random, come here. So I can see he definitely has a sexual appetite and he could be persuaded by sex and stuff like that, 100%. The minors thing, I'm not sure. Just as I'm not sure about Trump. And I think what comes down to that is if you like the person or you don't. And if you don't like Bill Clinton, you're going to say, nope, definitely 100% without a doubt, he did stuff with minors. But I like Trump, so he's definitely 100% without a doubt didn't do anything with that. And I'm just giving the same credibility with Trump because we really don't know. We're taking, again, this guy, 99% of what he's saying, everyone is saying, oh, no, he's lying. But when he says Trump didn't have anything to do with minors or anything like that, oh, no, he's telling the truth on that. So, like, I'm, doing my best not to be like that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but it's all someone's word. And, again, it's the same concept of we're taking Jeffrey Epstein's word for it. Like, he's a bad guy. He's a pedophile. So now some of the things we're saying, like, remember at first we're being at least incredulous. Like, well, we're taking like a pedo's words for it. But then some of the things started to come true, like the Bill Gates thing.
Yes, right. Okay, yeah, I remember very well. Regarding this, like, whole taking, the evil fucking Jeffrey Epstein's word and to, not say downplay, but to just be more skeptical. When I brought up that, I don't think he intended for the information that people have found to be discovered in the way that it was. So to me, it's not like he is directly lying to us. I think this was just his his dirt, and we have stumbled upon it, and I don't think he had any reason to document lies. That's not power to sway over anybody. If you have a lie on someone, it's when you have the truth that you can be a weapon and really scare these motherfuckers. That's why people are resigning. There's a
yeah,
massive
but when it's all mixed together, then you don't know what's a lie or what's a truth. So yeah, I got some truths on you, but then I'm going to say some bullshit. When you say that you don't think he meant it to be discovered, I disagree. Because a lot of people think he was like on the Mossad side, and you think he was like, working covertly to, blackmail people. So if that's the case, obviously he did feel the need for it to be eventually discovered. Maybe not in the way he thought it would be, but the reason why he took these notes down in documents.
How does it serve him to document lies at like a journal, like journaling lies? I think the only strength he can ascertain is when he collects all of these things that are verifiably true. Therefore, it actually is leveraged, which is the intention. He was able to blackmail all of these people, and look at some of the what has happened.
But he's
in the
a
aftermath.
Narcissist, though, right? Like, it doesn't put
Completely.
it past me that one would lie. Like, he's a bad person. So like now I'm not going to sit here and think he wouldn't lie. Like it is a fair point. Like, why would he write down a lie? But if he is also mixing in truth with lies, it's going to make the truth look even worse, kind of thing. So there could be an ulterior motive there to kind of keep everything murky, so to speak. What's a lie? What's the truth? To kind of keep his own ass in check, to keep himself out of trouble, so to speak.
I have to entertain the possibility. I just don't think he would go through as much trouble as he did to establish these networks and get all this information, video, audio, or even the nuances that he kept typed out, the back and forths. I mean, I don't know. What can I say? I'm taking the word of a fucking demonic narcissist here. And maybe that's where I'm at fault, but
same thing with Bill Clinton, right? That's that I'm guilty with you too. Like I'm seeing the same thing. I'm like, oh no, that's bullshit, but I believe the Trump thing, and I'm calling myself out on that. I'm like, well, why do I believe, if he's lying 99% of the time, like why do I believe the 1% now is the truth? That's because he's saying something that maybe I want to hear, or it reaffirms what I think is the case. It helps me. Well, Bill Clinton said it's the case, so it must not be true, kind of thing. But he lies about everything else. It's like, well, how do we know he's not lying about that just to save his own ass?
Yeah, clearly I think I've made it visually apparent that I wrestle with the possibility of
you want to keep talking about it? Let me go use the restroom real quick, and you can ponder that, and then we'll move on if you want to play a little more of the video. I do want to play the birthday letter, and we can get on to either the Iran thing or save the Iran thing for Saturday and get on to the whole Jim Carey thing. You tell me, you discuss it. I'll be right back.
I got you covered. And welcome Third Eye, by the way. And I see Spokesman. That is a Google phone number, by the by. Regardless of the county, no one's hiding. We're in Florida. Hello. But feel free to call in. We'd love to hear from anybody that has an opinion. I'm being as honest and candid as possible. And I respect Josh's position. It is important to have a devil's advocate. It is important to have somebody that is not sitting there just kind of agreeing with you every step of the way, because then we'd be facing some of the things that we hate the most, guys, which is an echo chamber. What do we all kind of loathe together? A liberal like echo chamber. And I'd like to think if we were all, let's say we're all on the right wing, if we're all spouting the same thing without challenge or question, that can build to a dangerous thing. However, with me, I'm just going with everything I've seen with my own eyes, heard with my own ears, done the research that's available to me. I vet as best as I possibly can within the realms of the law, and I do not believe that Epstein was sitting there journaling and weaponizing any lies, because that could blow up in his face. I truly believe that he was chronicling truths and videos, and it's the only way he would have the influence that would make him a substantial anything in all the circles. Look at how many circles Epstein broke into. Culturally, Hollywood, politics, even scientists have been shamed and booed. They should be arrested or thrown in the wood chipper or Coliseum style battle for their lives. I don't think we'd be seeing this chain reaction if this was all just somebody, being sensational and or hyperbolic. I don't think Epstein was just chronicling for the tabloids to make some headline posts. I think he was being 100% sincere with his contacts and everything that we found within his property regarding this whole project, regardless of him being an asset or not. I think he was at the very least being true because he was proud of what he was able to accomplish, what he was able to achieve. He even has just a self-proclaimed narcissist to say, I did that shit. He is that kind of person to just sit back, relax, kick his feet up, and flex his power. If you look at what he did with Prince Andrew, he gave Prince Andrew that huge loan, which was recorded, and it came up to bite Prince Andrew in the ass. Thankfully, stripped of his royalties. He's hopefully going to prison where he belongs. And what did he get as interest? Prince Andrew suddenly was told to watch Jeff Epstein's house for 3 days, which put them two together, which helped Epstein's profile raise and Andrew's profile go down. It was a quid pro quo with Epstein. So we got to look into that as a result of these releases.
Maybe I'm not doing a good enough job explaining my stance, because by no means have I ever implied or tried to get across that I think everything Epstein is saying is he's lying. I don't think all the emails are lies. Not at all. I'm saying he's mixing in 80% truth, and whatever the other thing is, it could be what he wishes to be the case. He could be like, for instance, one of the things that people look at is the draft. He never sent it. Maybe he wanted to say this. Why would he save a draft?
Why would he save a draft?
Yeah. Like why would he save a draft? Sometimes like you're told, write something to somebody, but then never send it to him, like crumple up and throw it away. Like why would you save a draft if you're going to save this? Like, did he not know it was there? So like there could be instances when he wanted to say something or was being hyperbolic on purpose, because he's a spiteful little cunt. And he's just saying something that he wanted to say that he wished would have happened, or it didn't happen. And he just wanted to write it down to kind of like, fucking fuck you. And maybe he didn't realize that, maybe he thought it was just, to himself. My whole point is, I don't imply or I don't believe that he's just a liar. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm just saying I feel like there could be some of these things that are hyperbolic. 90%'s the truth. 10% is drafts or him hoping this or kind of contemplating that or thinking this. Not necessarily true, but, just some...
Maybe at least, in the very least, to make him look better / more powerful.
He's a narcissist, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
If you do me wrong, I'm going to make up this story in my head and write it out. Fuck you, and just kind of writing it down. Like, dude, I know people who journal things and they don't, it's not necessarily just, this is what I did today. I had food. I woke up. Sometimes it gets a little eccentric and it gets a little wild. And I was dreaming.
I had a journal for many years, and I took it to the digital era. I kept
live journal
in high school, and then I had a live journal for many, many years.
Right.
And
so was it all always based in reality, or did you kind of go off on some some imaginary shit sometimes, or man, I wish I would have did this?
Yeah, but I made it very for me, and speaking only from what I did, I did my chronicling of the insanity that was my life then, and then I made it very clear when I was writing fiction here's a good one. Sometimes to express how I felt, I would definitely get hyperbolic and over sensational by once talking about, I don't want to get fucking canceled, talking about how I'd go and do something that would have been very dangerous, And it was just me not saying I was going to do that. It was just me expressing how crazy I felt.
Right. And you're a normal person. Imagine a narcissistic pedophile doing just that, but on his level.
Okay, given that's where
that doesn't excuse anybody. Like,
no, and I know you're not saying that he's either an entire liar or an entire truth teller. You're just saying that there's a room for nuance and there's room for him to do as he damn pleases because he controls the fucking narrative.
Like, this is gonna sound crazy, and this is, I guess, the best way I can put it. Okay, Bill Clinton is guilty of eight PDF crimes on minors. Jeffrey Epstein talks about 10 instances. Me, I'm like, I don't want to talk about the made up two. I just want to focus on the real ones. They're kind of like the made up ones. If I focus on that too much, it might take away or it might distract from the fact, and people might use the two made up ones to argue that maybe the other 8 aren't true either. So I'm not going to talk about those. And I just want to focus on the things that I know are reality. And I know I can
that would be the very interest of how all of this works, is to only focus on reality.
Well, yeah, not focus on reality, but just like more focused not on the made up, but the ones that we have,
collaboration. And we want to trim the fat of the bullshit or the sensationalism that we can't prove and focus on what we can.
Yeah, it might be simply OCD, but yes, exactly.
Okay.
Focus on the meat, not the fat.
Precisely.
Allegations made against you with Epstein or Maxwell?
Never.
Did Epstein or Maxwell?
You want to move on to the birthday letter? Move on to the birthday letter?
Oh, yeah. Because we do have to hit some of the Iran conflict at the very least.
I mean, we could save that for Saturday, but I don't mind.
Yeah?
I got time. I don't know what you're working on with time, but I got time. So I'm not in a rush. It's really up to you, sir.
Let's play this letter segment.
Okay, here we go. This one I was much intrigued by. Apparently, Bill Clinton wrote Jeffrey Epstein a birthday letter on his 50th for Epstein's 50th birthday. It's like, all right.
For the record,
but I don't know him at all.
This was in a scrapbook which was the first 300 or 400 some odd pages that was released that I went through in great detail.
This was in Epstein's scrapbook.
Yeah, yeah. This one I saw with my own eyes, and I reviewed it live, and it's crazy shit in there.
Right.
His family, it's like everybody, even his own kin, they're all so demonic.
Let's check this out.
Mr. President, do you recognize this letter?
I do.
And for the record, does this appear to be your handwriting and signature?
It is.
And why did you write this letter?
Why did I? Because I was requested to contribute a nice letter for his birthday book.
And who asked you to write the letter?
I don't remember.
Would Miss Maxwell have asked you?
I don't know. I think someone on my staff asked me.
Now, there's a word that our committee has not been able to identify, and in our defense, the Wall Street Journal has not been able to identify.
Imagine being on his staff.
Can you please read the letter for the record?
Yes. It's reassuring, isn't it, to have lasted so long across all the years of learning and knowing, adventures and errors, and still to have your childlike curiosity, the drive to make a difference, and the solace of friends.
So, wait, what was weird about that?
Not a bad letter.
What was weird about that? Just besides it being to Epstein, but what was weird about
it? They wanted him to clarify the word errors because they couldn't read it, so he did just that, and that's essentially it.
How is the word errors
They
used?
go on to try to imply, or no, not imply, they ask him outright, were the errors in reference to the trouble he was in, to which he nearly laughs off.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, no,
it is silly. Eli, has your
this
life
one is weak.
Has your life been full of adventures and errors?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, this is not one to be like, no, this birthday letter was like, no, this is the bullshit that we don't.
No, this is no smoking gun to me. This is just at least undebatable proof of their connection.
Yeah. Well, have you ever heard of the website Cameo?
To the extent that he's
have you ever heard of
writing
the website
personalized
Cameo?
To the extent that he's writing personalized happy fucking birthdays, this wasn't from his staff with some stamped signature.
Have you ever
It's just
heard of the
establishing that
website
there's
Cameo?
a real something there.
Have you ever heard of the website Cameo?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, remember I made Chris Hansen say something about you.
I remember very well, yes.
So imagine imagine Chris Hansen's Bill Clinton, and I'm on the staff and say, hey, can you write this letter about my friend Jeff here?
Totally given, but I didn't have years of friendship affiliations and Chris Hansen visiting my daughter's wedding.
But that still doesn't negate the fact that this situation still could have happened that way. Sure, I grant you that, but what is that?
Like, do you believe that they were more than just how shall I say? Do you believe they were friends?
Yeah.
Or do you believe they were merely acquaintances?
I think they definitely knew of each other in a very, very close way. I don't think, especially in the beginning, no. I think it was set up to be the fact where Epstein slowly worked his way to Clinton, but towards like the later years of their friendship, 100% he knew what Epstein was about. 100%.
Oh no, yeah, I know. No, my specific.
I'm
question,
saying
like,
before
if
the
they
conviction.
had garnished a friendship in general.
Yes,
and I do believe that they
towards
were
the end of their whatever their arc of knowing each other was before the conviction. I fully believe that Clinton he knows more than he's letting on here.
Oh, well, yep, 100%. And it's very, very easy to see on Twitter. There's 4 photographs that are all just glued together, and it shows the whole story. It even gives a great timeline of how much time they had together to grow close to one another. We're looking at a very young Bill and Hillary Clinton arm in arm with Ghislaine and Jeff Epstein, all of them arms crossed all together, posing very happy for a photograph at an event or something like that. Then there's a stranger one where Bill Clinton is clearly like dancing next to Epstein.
All right.
But the same could be said about Trump.
But okay,
with that.
Just because I take a picture with somebody at an event doesn't mean I know them. How many people go?
It's not all just events. These pictures, they're not all just events.
I'm just going off with what you said. That's all. But like, how many people, like famous people who go to Comic-Cons, they take pictures with millions of people a year, and they're smiling and they got their arms around him. Look, he's smiling. He definitely knows that person. It could be, what you call a photo opportunity.
Yeah, I think we have more than enough, though, especially given the photographs available to at least to the naked eye be like, oh, they look like they're buddies.
So when I say these things, I'm not saying all the photos were photo opportunities. What I'm saying is there could be, and more than likely are, photos where Bill Clinton doesn't know who he is. Depending on the time frame, first, when they first started to know each other through secondhand, maybe Epstein held an event. Bill Clinton goes to the event, hey, and they take a picture. They don't really know each other then yet. Then there could be a picture where they've definitely known each other. Bill Clinton knows a lot about it, and now they have their arms. I'm saying not every picture is them knowing everything all the time, or
For
not
sure.
knowing anything.
Just, definitely close enough to...
So what picture are we looking at where they're making this accusation? So it could be fucking semantics. He could be like, no, I don't know him. And like in this picture, he could be telling the truth. Because, in this moment, he didn't know who he was. This was more of the secondhand opportunity. He knows well more than that now, but because of how the question was asked, no, I didn't know who he was during this picture.
I'm just saying based on the pictures I've seen, it paints a picture that they go back to the late 90s all the way up to, at the very least, 2003 is when Bill Clinton said was the last time he accepted a flight from Epstein, and I'm calling bullshit on that too.
Yeah. Accepted a flight doesn't mean the last time I saw him either.
Right,
That's
correct.
the last time I accepted a flight. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, Bill.
And still to have your childlike curiosity, the drive to make a difference, and the solace of friends. Not a bad letter.
And because we haven't been able to identify that word until now, what did you
Which
mean?
word was it that you could not?
Solace, you couldn't?
No, errors.
Errors. What
Are
did
you
I mean?
refer-
Anybody who's lived 50 years and done anything has made mistakes as well as progress and done things.
But for the record, you weren't referring.
So he's very confident here. Look at the body language, making eye contact. Go back to that one thing when he was asked, were you like, yeah, okay, for sure. You've never had sexual relations with anybody else other than your wife. Were you aware of any of them? And he looked down, he said, no. This he's answering right there. I'm making eye contact, smiling. Like there's a confidence to him. And when he said that no and looked down,
fucking question.
That's a tell where he's like, there was a time when I knew exactly what Jeffrey Epstein was doing on that bed or in that room. That's why he said no.
Yeah, I feel like the question overall that they delivered, it was an easy out for him. You know, of course,
and that's their fault. That's their
anybody
fault.
of any, yeah. This is where I have my grievances with them. You know, and the whole leaking of the fucking idiots that leaked this shit, knowing full well this would have inevitably been released. Like, fuck all of them. The Republicans that were named in the deposition that were trying to get it on Twitter already. Shame on you all. You gave them ammunition to make you all look like morons, and you were morons in that. What was accomplished? They took it down. It's all re-uploaded. Internet's forever, you dumbasses. They even tried to play tit for tat. The Republican that got busted for taking a fucking picture said, the New York Times has a Democrat leaking what's happening in here right now. You fucking idiot. They're not in the room.
I think Benny Johnson posted the picture too. Like it wasn't a Democrat. Like I think Laura Loomer took a picture and sent it to Benny Johnson, and he's the one who posted the picture.
Yeah, no, to my knowledge, it was specifically and only Republicans inside that damn room that leaked those photographs, took those photographs. There was an agreement
why
not
would
to
even
do that.
Benny Johnson do that? You idiot. Like that was a stupid move. Like you keep that for later. Like, you know, but
it hurts the cause.
Yeah.
You're giving weapons for the other side to say, look, not fair play or whatever, or why don't you do this to that side or this, that, or the other. So
but it just goes to show you everyone's addiction to social media and like just getting like, look, I got the first one out. Look at me.
It shows you no matter what station you obtain in life that you are susceptible to the very same thing that we all are, no matter where you find yourself in the success or the failures of life. You want to be the first on anything.
What was that before social media? Like now we want the likes and the views, but before social media, what was that? Because that same addiction was there with people,
Good
like getting like
applause,
or,
getting
like,
a good reputation in your neighborhood or your school. You know,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Pepperidge Farms remembers when the world wasn't entirely insane.
Yeah.
Not saying we were any better, but I'm saying we were better.
All right, so this is Hillary. We definitely have to watch this now that you brought it up. This is her reacting to hearing about the photo being leaked.
Ooh, she's very upset.
This is Hilldog. This is Hilldog. TMZ remembers.
All right.
Excuse me, can I interrupt?
I have
There
another.
are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying from inside this room. Can you please advise me as to whether or not that's permissible and consistent with the rules, particularly given that we have asked for a public hearing? If there are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying, can you please explain how that
I'm
can
done
occur?
with this. If you guys are doing that, I am done. You can hold me in contempt from now until the cows come home. This is just typical behavior.
We will go off the record.
Oh, for heaven's
So I would
sake.
like to understand how that's permissible.
Before the hearing was,
It doesn't
Excuse
matter.
me.
We all are abiding by the same rules.
I will take that down.
Yeah,
So
well.
I would like to take a break at this moment.
Yeah,
and I'd like to have
I'm
a
done
conversation.
for now.
Go off the record. Go off the record.
So, quick pause. This is.
Can we do
an
this
easy
on our
tip.
show? Can we just like put up off the record where we discuss things where people can't see it? That'd be cool. We just
Yeah,
go off the record for a second.
So precisely, I want to point out, since I watched the entirety of Hillary's fucking deposition, because of stupid leaks, people in there taking pictures, all that bullshit. But there's other moments where they get to some line of conversation where it becomes a quasi-unanimous decision to speak solely off record, which pisses me off massively. and it's called I don't understand. People were assigned roles too, like minority evidence, and then there's majority evidence. Majority evidence is something the public can see. They have other pieces of evidence that we're never going to see. And I don't know. It pisses me off. Who knows what's discussed when they had those shadows on them. And also after the second break, or the first and the second, the lawyers were like, we've invited the press in, bring them in at this point. And they just don't, they're like, no, we're not going to do that. But
watch the screen up top real quick. Watch your show screen real quick. Are you watching?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, you won't believe what I heard about Trump. I heard that he is...
Fuck, that was the T. See, that's exactly what they pulled in that damn deposition.
And then, dude, you wouldn't believe he started to...
See, that's how they're treating us too. Okay, that's how I feel like they're handling all of this.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can't believe he did that. So I'm very happy to get that off my chest because it's been bottling up inside, and now you guys got the tea. You enjoy that. You spill that where you may. But there you go. There you go.
Thank you for the full content. Yeah, no,
you're welcome.
That's infuriating.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it was like to watch, and what they do every time they put that off the record fucking message on the screen is they do a fast cut edit. So who knows how much damn time they even go back on to say, oh, only 5 minutes passed. This is where I find us in like shady fucking waters. Like who knows what's getting played around with here. What deflects some of my curiosity or conspiracy is some of them that are heavy-handed with their questions.
We got to screenshot that. We're gonna have that now, where we just go off the record at moments.
That would be very helpful.
Yep,
I think forever.
Yep.
Period.
We got that. All right, I'm gonna write that down. Off the record. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's what they should have done when the Wiener laptop was brought up. She got so pissed off about that. My God, God only knows what's on that laptop.
It's not a good start when it's called the Wiener laptop.
We're
really not starting on a good foot with that one.
The majority's time had approximately 5 minutes left in it. I believe that the witness or her counsel would like to make a quick statement.
Thank you so much. We've just used the break because we learned during the process of these hearings that the committee was violating its own rules, and members tweeting and sharing pictures of what is going on inside this closed hearing, a hearing that we have asked repeatedly to be open to the public. Chairman Comer was gracious enough to engage with me on this matter. We asked specifically to invite the press in, since the committee had already made decisions on its own unilaterally to release pictures and other things that are going on in this room. He indicated that he wanted to speak to that himself directly. I'd like to just say for the record, we find it unacceptable, we find it unprofessional, and we find it unfair.
Yeah, see, now they get a pedestal.
Being conducted under the rules and being conducted consistent with the expectations of how.
It was definitely a bad move.
Mm-hmm. Here's what I didn't see. Thank you, Cola, for reminding me. I may have skipped over where apparently they brought up the frazzle, and I am dying to see that footage. All I've seen
Cola
is
says yes. Well, they said the word frazzle also. I used to not know if I believe that conspiracy. Now I think it's true because of the reaction.
Yeah, I didn't see that one personally. Damn it.
All right.
So that must be a little bit. Shit, man. I don't know. I got a review.
Yeah, it's kind of shame on us for not watching the whole deposition, but man, they do kind of drag it on for a reason.
Yeah. It's also, I think, to kind of wear them down a little bit. It successfully pisses Hillary off more than anybody else. And I don't understand, like, good on them for having an opportunity to say, we've invited the press, shame on you. Now they get to, shine in the light for their side. But that whole ploy where she walks out after the deposition to do what she did in front of the reporters, I just don't understand it. And them, it's like she was acting like we were never going to get to see what happened behind those doors, but here we are watching it.
Is this true? I got this video, and I don't know if this is true, but this is saying allegedly, and Grok didn't come up to correct it otherwise, but a prank was pulled, and I guess apparently there were some pizzas delivered during Bill Clinton's deposition, where like somebody ordered pizzas to the deposition.
Shut up.
I mean, they're going there.
I'm looking for any. I mean, so AI doesn't typically stay on the same frame this long.
No, I could definitely tell this is AI, but this could just be like out of context. Like,
okay.
They're just
Wait,
ordering
so it
pizza.
is AI for sure?
No, it's not AI.
Oh, okay. It's just that's a failure of common sense oversight. I mean, there you go. What can I say?
At least take the pizzas in like under a blanket or something. Like they were. I mean, Podesta, Pizzagate. Come on, you're not doing good.
This is just a metaphor to, like, I don't know. This is more gaslighting. That's what it is. Yeah. I'm convinced the people in positions of power and that live above the law and do the most heinous shit, they love to tell us the truth in plain sight. They love to hide in plain sight. Same with the celebrities that slip anything into their videos or performances. They all have the same style. All these little cult-like elite motherfuckers that do the most heinous shit in the name of Moloch or whatever the fuck. They're just godless.
Good old Moloch. You want to get onto some Iran stuff? What do you want to do? Like, you tell me.
Yeah, jump onto some Iran.
Because so are you going to be with us for the Iran, the Jim, and the Shia stuff? If we can get through those three in the next like half an hour, 45 minutes, I think we'll be all right. You got that? You got that in you?
Yeah.
Okay. How about this? An hour? Do you have an hour? 1:30. Hard out at 1:30. And with the opportunity to where if we burn through all those topics, we get out earlier. But
sure.
But a hard out at 1:30. I know, but I need to have a few things planned. So if the hard out is at 1:30, I'm gonna make sure it, regardless if we're done or not, it's an out at 1:30. So
okay.
Gotcha. Hang on.
Mishka,
okay.
Third Eye,
Okay,
Angels, Tech, Cola, all of you, Actions.
You lovely bunches of coconuts. How are you all doing? They are the OGs. You got to give them credit. We appreciate them.
Yeah.
For hanging out.
Yeah, see, this is the thing that I talk about with, and Charger, if you're still here, brother, I'm so glad to see you here.
To be fair, they're really all here for you. And that's not like this is not like a pity thing. Like, you know what I mean? Just like, yeah.
Yeah, well, better not be. And that's
Eli. And that's fine. Like, I like that.
That's a bunch of horse shit. You know that.
No, dude, I got Craig, dude. I'm good with Craig. Like, me and Craig, we're good. We're like this. You know what I mean? As far as like friends go.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah, y'all are dockers. Okay, I'm gonna say it outright.
Whoa.
Oh, and I think there's almost a universal agreement that was pretty much like their own sixth sense of humor. You know, maybe. Sometimes it's a thing is just a thing, but
right.
Just with all of the backdrop, with everything that we know about this shit that's connected, that was a crazy piece of work to do.
You're not gonna do it. No, I'll do it. I swear I'll fucking do it. No, I'll do it. Hey, can I get 6 pizzas? And like, oh, you're so crazy. But like, it was Bill that did it or something like that. Hey, can I get like 7 pizzas, 7 cheese pizzas, and some garlic bread to the Clinton deposition?
Don't forget the miners. You know, the guys that break rocks and all that, and dig tunnels.
We would like some miners to deliver it to us.
Make sure they got their hard hats on today.
This got really dark real fast. I don't like that.
I know. Charger, way back? Yeah, I remember that way back, by the way. By God.
What's way back?
I sometimes wonder how everything would have gone differently, but I don't obsess about it. All right. Back to the show, Barcode.
Mika says, Miska says, see a bridge and get over it, Josh.
Yeah. She's a sharp tack, that one.
I like that. So here we go. So we did it, right? We said we weren't going to go to war. Now we're at war. Fantastic for us. What say you? How do you feel? At least we, regardless if you want war or not, how do you feel that the Ayatollah of rock and rolla has been assassinated? Ola.
I am
the Ayatollah of rock and roll is Chris Jericho, by the way, from WWF. I am the Ayatollah of rock and
not a
roll.
big fan.
No, that's fine. That's fine. But that's the reference.
All right.
Sorry to derail you.
No, I'm not derailed. I pretty fixated on this one actually. All right, so I've only recently been a little confuzzled. For one, I'm very happy for the Iranian people because they were entirely taken over by Sharia law because of the Ayatollah and others of his ilk. You know, there was a time, what was it, in the 60s, where they actually got to enjoy democracy. You can look that shit up of all the black and white photographs of them living free and wearing any clothes that they wanted and doing what they wanted. I'm glad that he was taken out and that his entire circle was taken out. It's a win for humanity and the Iranian people. I don't like any aspect
I don't know
of
if
us
that's
doing
the
this
truth
because
yet,
of
though,
Israel.
Bud. I don't know if that's the truth yet, though. You know what I mean? Like, so what we did say was like, hey, number one, Trump ran on no new wars. I'm not going to start a war. And then there's a whole tweet going around where he's like, Barack Obama, he's a bad negotiator. He shouldn't go to war with Iran. It's because he's not a good negotiator. And then here Trump goes after the 12-day war in June. So we just wiped them, like we wiped out their nuclear capabilities in June. Now we're here about a year later. We're like, oh, but they're still, they're still here to do this. But so before we get into that part, the idea that the Ayatollah is gone, how do you feel about that? Let's negate the whole what we did. Just that guy being out of the equation in Iran and a bunch of other of his, it's not superiors.
Posse.
But who are the underlings? Like, what are they called? It's not your superior, but it's your...
Oh, like generals and so on and so forth?
Yeah, but there's a word for it. But yes, but a lot of people under him, a lot of his would-be successors were also taken out as well.
Yep.
So how do you feel about him being gone? Like, did we do right with that? First and foremost.
Okay, so the last thing I said was there's no part of me that likes that we did this because Israel wanted us to. I don't want that to be the case.
That's not the question.
No, I know, and I'm going to elaborate a little further.
Okay.
Now, to the point of just America being involved, I will say, and I don't know, fuck it, I don't know what the optics are. The viewer is going to have to choose. Nobody's a fan of war. It's the easiest thing to say. But I do believe that the Ayatollah and his Iranian accomplices had, for a fact, we know that they had no motherfucking love for the United States of America. They put plenty of threats out. They've done their fair acts of terrorism. I have no qualms about them being unalived / removed. I have no qualms, lost no sleep about it.
I agree with you.
Do I think it was good or bad? That's an answer that we will only see develop. I hope it transitions way better. I do not want to see another Iraq.
But that's the question.
I have little faith of it going well, but I hope it does.
That's the question, though, right? We don't want to see another Iraq, but also Operation Fury. The whole point was to cause chaos. It's like, hey, we're going to take out your top people, but the Iranian people can dictate who's going to take their place. It's almost like, we've gone this far. Maybe we should make sure the right person gets in place before we're just like, all right, you guys decide.
This is
they don't have a good
government 101. We install.
I know, but we said we're not doing regime change. That's what we said.
Yeah.
We said whether that's the case or not, I'm not sure.
Then we may have just opened up the window of opportunity for Israel to do that instead.
And furthermore, a lot of the people that were pro this movement, right, that were pro let's have this happen, they've been murdered already. 30 up to 30,000 people, which is also a good argument as to why we should have gone in, because now you have a government killing their own people.
Touche. Well executed. Poor choice of word on my part, but yes.
Or poorly executed on their part.
Please continue, because I have a point, a brief point I want to make about this. Please go on.
But like, you do find yourself with this double-edged sword now, because the same government, just up to right now, the figures are they're changing. They're ever, it's as high as 30,000. That's the high point. It's as low as 5,000. Regardless, they've killed their own people, but the people who were most outspoken about the change are now gone. Just like the people who were most outspoken about keeping Iran how it was are now gone. Right? A lot of the big successors in Iran, the president, well, not the president, I guess, but the Ayatollah and all those little people under him that were, I'm not going to leave because I'm going to be martyred in Tehran. Like, we kind of gave them what they wanted inadvertently. All right, I died for my cause. So now they're up in, heaven with their 72 virgins hanging out. But now down here, in reality, who's going to take his place? And when you say now we're not going to do a regime change, we're just going to let shit play out. Yet a lot of the people who were going to make sure it played out in a good way are now gone. So can we get like a little bit more of a concise plan? Because it seems a little, and like maybe that's the point. Maybe, the whole idea here is to make it confusing and to not relay what's happening to the American people, stuff like that. Like, we don't have to really declare war. Last time war was really declared by Congress was like in the 40s. Ever since then, Obama didn't fucking get congressional approval for Libya, Vietnam, fucking the Cold War. Well, not really, but the Gulf War, fucking Afghanistan. Many examples since the 40s where we didn't get congressional approval. So to bitch about congressional approval right here is kind of weird, and it might actually make things worse. Like, if it does go through, which I don't think it's going to, or it did, but if if that whole thing does go through, you're gonna handicap, you're gonna kneecap our offense. We're not gonna be able to do much because nope, you got to go through Congress first, which I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it did happen actually.
No.
What say you on all this? What's your thoughts? I really
well,
want to hear this.
What I wanted to point out, and I want to clarify that I understood, are you illustrating that a lot of the people that were anti that regime
are gone?
Yeah, there was, for clarification, and this was heinous to hear, and it makes me sick to my stomach to hear any of the ignorant people that downplay the evil of this regime. I know they serve a function. Evil has its function. I guess that's what we have to tell ourselves, but they literally ended the lives of 30,000 protesters. Up to 30,000 people, men, women, children.
Here's
So
the
again,
article,
that's
if you
why
don't
I can
mind.
comfortably say I lose no sleep over hearing that this circle was ended, but I do have a fear of what we don't know because, well, it is the unknown. Do I have some level of confidence in our CIA, aside from what's been stated publicly, or even Israel jumping in to install somebody? I saw some video of some Iranian politician saying how everything's going to be better now, but it's all wordplay until we see it be enacted. And the last thing I want to bring up is, has Trump, true or false, not publicly stated that we're going to be involved for about 4 to 5 weeks, and that's it?
I don't know how one could assume what's going to happen in the future. That's kind of like the weirdest part. But let me just give you a few insights from this article here as far as the protester thing, and then we can move on a little bit. It says as many as 30,000 people could have been killed in the streets of Iran this is the crazy part, between January 8th and 9th alone. In the span of 48 hours, that many people could have been taken out. Two senior officials of the country's Ministry of Health told Time magazine, indicating a dramatic surge in the death toll. So many people were slaughtered by Iranian security services that Thursday and Friday, it overwhelmed the state's capacity to dispose of the dead. Stocks of body bags were exhausted, the officials said, and 18-wheel semi-trailers replaced ambulances. But
the videos are fucking horrific.
Yeah. It says the government's internal count of the dead, not previously revealed, far surpasses the toll of 3,000 announced on January 1st by the regime handlers, who reportedly directed Iran's supreme leader, Khamenei. It says the 30,000 figure is also far beyond tallies being compiled by activists methodically assigning names to the dead. As of Saturday, the U.S.-based human rights activist news agency said it had confirmed 5,000, pretty much 5,500 deaths, and is investigating 17,000 more. So they took out a lot of their own people, which you could argue, all right, we can't let that happen, you know. But there was also like, Trump was like, yo, take over your government, do it now. So like,
yeah,
we had to back them up. And also, too, Israel wanted to strike them as far as what Pete Hegseth said and as far as what Marco Rubio said. And they said, essentially, that if Israel did that, regardless of how that strike went, Iran would retaliate and they would strike something related to the U.S. or in the U.S. So they said, we're not going to let that happen, so we're going to go on the offensive and not be on the defensive.
Well, also, we all know for a fact Israel has had a hard on Netanyahu, Israel. They've wanted to take their shot at Iran for a very, very long time. I don't know what came first here. This is like a chicken or the egg thing. You know, did Bibi have any influence on Trump? This was a joint operation? And was it necessary for us to be involved?
I definitely think Israel was going to do this to Iran either way, whether we got involved or not. And I think they may have felt better doing it knowing that we would probably get involved somehow.
Oh, of course. That goes without saying.
That doesn't mean they made us, but it's like, it's almost like, Eli, if you say, no, you know what, I'm going to fucking fight this guy. It's like, all right, I know this guy's going to bring in like 2 of his friends. I'm not going to let you do it by yourself, so fuck it. But, you know, as soon as you go in, I bum rush the other 2 guys, and I don't wait for you two to get in the fight first. I bum rush the other 2 who were gonna fucking, you know, or other one, whatever it is. Like, it was gonna be 2-on-1, and instead of the first guy swinging the first punch, I just bum rush the second guy so you guys can have yourself a fair fight. Kind of like what the U.S. did here. Like, that's kind of how I see it. It's like, they are our allies, so what are we supposed to do, really? We kind of have
that feeling
have to
like
back
America
them a little
being
bit.
forced against the wall there. You know, that's what it kind of feels like. You know,
yeah.
I mean, okay, it was Shamrock. I like what you say here. You know, she said, I think something along. Okay, we could not morally stand by and allow the Ayatollah to continue mass slaughter of their own people. That brings up like what the popular controversial take, or it's not controversial, like we're not the world police, but by God, you know, if we have the power to do something and save lives, they're literally, you know, sacrificing everything to get that cry for help out there to the world. Right. When are we behooved or, you know, I don't know, expected to do something? And actions, I see the zipper emoji, bro. You ain't gotta, you know, tighten up. You can please speak freely. It's different opinions that we starve for. Just like Clinton and his mug, he's thirsty as fuck. We're starving for anybody with any take.
Here's like, speaking of takes, we often turn to Kazin, clear thinker, a lot, and here's his thoughts on on the Iran thing and it being, quote, Iraq 2.0. And I do appreciate his opinion on a lot of things. He does seem like, I like logic. I appreciate logic, and when he talks, it does seem logical. Like
I know
how he bases his things off of. Oh, I'm gonna full screen this a little bit better here, so we can
even Matt Walsh made something to his credit, a post that's gonna get him eaten alive by his own base, but he made a good point, and I'll read it after this.
Yeah, heard. All right, check this out.
War 3. It's not Iraq.
Here we go.
Start of World War III.
It's not the start of World War III.
It's not Iraq 2.0. There is a risk of backfiring, and we should be honest about that. The question is it worth the risk? Of course, no one wants war, but you know what else no one wants? The Islamic Republic, which controls Iran, slaughtering tens of thousands of its own people. The Islamic Republic, which has been playing a game of nuclear poker with the world for 2 decades, bluffing for another 2. Hamas, which hurt both Palestinians and Israelis on October 7th, continuing to receive money and weapons from the Islamic Republic. There will never be peace in the Middle East while the Islamic Republic is in power. That's why almost every other country, Muslim and non-Muslim, wants them gone. And you know what happened when we fired at them this morning? They fired back at Jordan, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE. We fired at them. They fired missiles at their neighbors. But okay, we're thousands of miles away. Why does that concern us? It concerns us because China, which is competing with us whether we like it or not, props up the Islamic Republic with money in exchange for oil. It's our concern because there's been an anti-American axis at play for decades. And while we've been fighting each other, they've been fighting us. So let's talk about the risk. If you're scared of World War III with China and Russia, you needn't be. We already tested their alliance last June when we bombed Iran's nuclear facilities. China and Russia drew words, but not weapons. A year later, and they're doing the same thing because their relationship with Iran is transactional. And without them, Iran is weak. The bigger risk is Iraq 2.0. But Iran is not Iraq. Iraq is a third world country created by Britain and France whose people didn't want us there. Iran is a descendant of Persia, one of the most successful civilizations in history, with a sophisticated, capable, young population who wants a new government. And they've been asking for help. Let's be precise about the errors of Iraq. It wasn't that we struck, it's that we occupied. And we can choose not to do that here. We can support the Iranian people by air and by sea, and leave the rest up to them. And that's the biggest risk. We're creating a power vacuum, and we don't know who will fill it. But for the Iranian people, after 47 years under the Islamic Republic, selling kidneys for food, what do they have to lose? It's easy to say you don't want war. No one does.
Okay.
But the honest question isn't whether you want war. It's whether what's good for humanity is worth risking it.
Oh, I thought it looped. Sorry. He makes a very thorough, concise, logical statement that kind of covers a lot of bases that I was otherwise ignorant to. I mean, it's really hard to ignore the things he justifiably pointed out. Real quick, I would like to.
And remember,
read
too,
action.
he also pointed out that it is okay to talk about the risks.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would be silly not to. But
any society, any human individual that doesn't take into account risk is doomed.
Yeah.
You know, you have to keep your head on a swivel.
Risk
when it
it
comes
to get the biscuit.
It's exactly what went through Trump's head before he decided to get himself involved.
My grandpa was a chef. He said that all the time. He said, Josh, you got to risk it to get the biscuit.
He was a wise man, and I'm shocked he knew Trump so well.
Yeah, he did. They were like this.
So, real quick, actions. Oh, and RIP, POP, hold it down. My point where we have no business over there, it is pointless, another battle to fight for. Agenda always pointed towards countries that would not give a shit about us. Iran, I think, has always has been, and hopefully not will be, an existential threat. Here, oh no, I hope I didn't lose it. Out of all the people in the world that I did not expect to have this take, and bear with me, now I have to find it on Twitter. Matt Walsh had something to say, and
it was very against, like, seemingly what you would think he would say on that subject.
100%, and I'm kind of oddly excited to see how angry Ben Shapiro is going to be with him. Now, damn it, I
don't think Ben Shapiro will be.
You don't think he'll be mad?
No, I think he'll be. I think he thinks Iran is, and will, because the whole Israel connection. I think he'll be okay with it. Like he'll tell you that he's disappointed, but that, like, it's like it is one of those things where you say, yeah, you're never for war. Like, I don't want war, but also that doesn't mean you always neglect it when it's necessary. Just because you're never for war doesn't mean, okay, I'm always going to say no to war. It's like, if we want to continue to have what we have, sometimes we do have to kind of throw our weight around, so to speak. So it's like, it is a really, like, that's one of those things where, like, you're never going to change your mind on murder. You're never going to change your mind on abortion. You're never going to change your mind on, like, you know, people doing bad things to kids. Like, all these things will be always morally the same and morally right. War, you can say all the time that you don't want it, but when it's proposed in a certain way and for a certain reason, you're like, okay, no, like, this time it makes sense to me. And Iran is seemingly one of those times where it's like, I didn't want no new wars. That's why Trump was, you know, that's what he ran on. I'm the guy, I don't do wars. But it's like, maybe all efforts were exhausted and he had no other choice but to do this.
Yeah, like, was this just an inevitability? And it would have been a case of just passing the buck over to the next guy. Trump is being, you know, kind of recognized as the guy that's gonna, you know, take on the challenge. I found the thing, so bear with me, guys. I'm gonna read this. It won't be long. So here's the take that I was shocked to see by Matt Walsh, the conservative. I can't take the gaslighting, guys. I really can't. Conservatives are now running around saying Iran has been waging war on us for 47 years. Okay, then, why didn't any of you call for an attack on Iran at any point until now? Why didn't you make a case for Trump ending the war, not starting it, until precisely the moment when Trump did it? You and I both know that you are latching onto a talking point you never used until 45 seconds ago. You and I both know that almost every conservative influencer in the business was opposed to war with Iran until just now. And now you're trying to use justifications that stretch back decades. It doesn't make any sense. If you changed your mind, fine. Say so. Explain why. You're allowed to change your mind. I've changed my mind about a lot of things, but don't try to rewrite history. Be honest about it. There's too much at stake to play these games.
Yeah.
So well said. You know, he's clearly not in support of the direct action we have taken. After hearing, you know, was Kaysen? What's his name?
Kaysen,
the guy that
Kaysen, like, and/or Clear Thinker.
Clear Thinker. It was very convincing. I'm not going to deny that. He outlined some things that I think are impossible to ignore. I'm not going to just finesse myself into I'm stuck in the middle, guys. Roll credits. I'll just say this is something that I don't think anybody can come to a smart conclusion by, you know, just going right off the hip. It's something I need to think about. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm happy that the Ayatollah and company are gone. They did horrible things to innocent people, both of, you know, every variation, their own people, Palestinians, Israelis. They're happy to off Americans. They want Americans to be gone under their Sharia law. I believe it is an Islamic country, 100%. So yeah, I don't know. For now, I think it's a good thing. I do have fears about the unknown, and I think that's only natural.
It's refreshing to see someone like Matt Walsh, like someone who's like kind of like someone would say he's a staunch right-leaning Trump supporter. It's always refreshing to see someone like that go against how people perceive them. It's like, yeah, no. I go with how I feel. I don't just go with like my side. I go with how I feel, and I maintain that. So if my side doesn't do something I like, I still who I am. So I'm like, no, I don't like that. I don't just go with the right and say, oh no, they're always correct. Like, I don't just go with the left and say, oh no, they're always correct. I keep my path. And when they're doing things I like, I say something. And when they're doing something I don't like, I say something. And that's refreshing. Just like John Fetterman, like he's a Democrat, but he'll say a few things from time to time. Like, yeah, he's like, yeah, I call it for what it is. Like, this is good. This is a good thing. I'm not just, you know, being a partisan hack here. I'm just saying I call it for what it is. When it's good, it's good. It doesn't matter who did it.
This is it is these very moments that can sometimes be the thing that wins me over when I see anybody really that's willing to stand up to, you know, whatever, the scrutiny of their peers and say what people are afraid to say, or just say what they really think. And I hate to bring it up again, but way back when I was a progressive, that's why I was so fascinated by Bernie Sanders. To me, he was taking on the DNC machine. And at the end of the day, he became a part of it. But when he was championing, trying to fucking fix it up from the inside, I was all in. He failed. I went Republican, and right now I'm in a weird space. And midnight, dropping some opinions. Your people need your help. Help them. They hate you now even more. LMAO. Your people. You're referring to Iranians? Are you referring to? Feel free to elaborate. Feel free to hit 1 and enter if you'd like to call in and have a conversation of some kind. But without further ado, we're going to continue on the show.
Yeah,
No, you're not talking about voter.
Before we move on, you were talking about Bernie. Did you see this clip where Bernie was like, I don't know how to get my birth certificate. I don't know how to do that. Because he's talking about voter ID, and he's trying to make a point here. And he essentially says that, oh, no, I don't know how to get my own birth certificate.
Your description makes him sound like old man yelling at clouds.
Yeah, no, that's what he is. Because he even asked her, he's like, do you got your birth certificate? She's like, yeah. He's like, well, millions of people don't. I don't know how to get mine.
Okay, no, you're not talking about voter ID. That's the way Trump defines it. But you're talking about, now I don't know about California's initiative, but I do know what's going on in Washington, is that some geniuses think that before you can, maybe I have it wrong here, register to vote, you need a passport or your birth certificate. Do you have a passport or your birth certificate?
At the moment?
What the fuck?
Do you?
I do. I have
but millions of people don't.
That was a
a
complete fallacy. Holy shit, disingenuous Bernie, what the fuck? You went to a stupid tactic. You obviously get these things when you know they're necessary. I don't think I know anybody that carries around their fucking birth certificate, but we all have it somewhere where we know it won't get fucked with.
Yeah, and like
What an idiot.
as a news person, that might be a poor choice of questions to ask a news person if they carry their passport on them. Yeah. I may be called to go somewhere at moment's notice. Yeah, it's just like my license. I carry that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but he goes on to say, well, millions of people don't. I don't know where to get mine from. Listen.
Do you have a passport or your birth certificate?
At the moment?
Do you?
I do. I have
but millions of people don't. I don't have my birth certificate.
What the fuck are you talking about?
God knows how I get it. No, you're not.
He said, I don't have my birth certificate. God knows how I get it. That's what he said. Listen.
I don't have my birth certificate. God knows how I get it. No,
God knows.
I can get mine right now.
God knows. God knows, Eli. God knows how one is supposed to get their birth certificate.
What is killing me, and this used to be somebody I fucking called a hero. I cried when he conceded, and I was drunk, and I thought he was giving a winning speech, so it was a weird, ugly cry that went from joy to sorrow. I don't think I told you that story, but holy crap, Bernie, you're from the boomer era where we all had paper, everything analog. You needed this shit. You were full of shit. Now you're only lying because you know this generation damn well don't give a shit about where any of that crap is. Anyway, I don't know.
Not a damn
Bernie.
thing. Did you see, getting back to the Iran thing, did you see the video of the submarine hitting the Iranian warship with a torpedo? It hasn't been done in like 60 or 70 years or some shit like that. Dude,
It's been that long since we got to fire a torpedo.
Since we hit a warship with a torpedo. Look at this fucking thing, dude.
I need to see this. I'm going to full screen
Yeah,
this.
this
Guys,
is
I
worth
won't
a
see it
full
for just
screen.
a moment. I like Charger's comment, by the way, and I'll co-sign. Bernie, old corpse going down. Sorry.
So
Hold on,
look,
let me go to your channel. Yeah, keep going.
This is the front of the ship right here. All right, so this is the front. This is the back. So the front is screen left. The back is screen right. And the torpedo hits the back, screen right. Watch the whole back of the boat goes up in there. Look at
an
this.
American submarine.
Look at this shit.
Sunk in Iranian.
Look at that fucking shit.
It was safe.
Bro, you can see the part of the boat is in the air. Look at this fucking shit, dude. The part of the boat is in the fucking air, dude. Wow.
Marine. Sunk in Iranian.
Bam!
Oh my God.
It thought
wow.
it was safe in international waters. Instead, it was sunk by a torpedo. Quiet.
Bro, we fucked that shit up.
That would be one hell of a ride to simulate. Hey, look, is that the other part of the boat? Oh, I'm up in the fucking air. Oh, you know.
Wait a minute. I didn't know I was taking a plane flight.
Yeah, when did this happen? Wait, am I with Epstein? Oh yeah.
Am I dead?
Holy shit.
No, I gotta be down below. Yeah.
America.
Crazy.
America.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's definitely a America thing. That was fucking wild, man. That was fucking wild. Do you have anything else to add with the Iran thing? I mean, we can definitely spend a hot minute on it.
I mean,
I guess we kind of did. Just like, who do you think? Well,
Yeah,
I guess we'll
yeah.
get back to just like the specific question of, do you think now we should just leave, or should we be involved with kind of facilitating or making sure the IRGC doesn't just take over again and do the same thing like they've done
It would
for
behoove
70
us
years?
heavily to want to not repeat the mistakes of our past and letting any of, our most dedicated enemies that are willing to go to any lengths to do us harm, to reclaim any amount of power. But we know this is how these things go. A vacuum will occur, and there will be more bloodshed. Leaving is not going to stop it. Staying there is not going to stop it. I am.
It would all
not
be
eager
for
to
nothing.
See how this plays out.
It would all be for nothing if the same
we
type
do
of
the
person gets
damage
back
and
in
then-
power. The same
Yeah.
type.
Yeah.
It'd be all. What the fuck do we just do all this for? So it's almost like, fuck. Now you kind of make me want endless wars, son of a bitch. You know what I mean? Like, obviously not endless. That's more I'm being hyperbolic there, but now
Well, but
it's
I
like
mean-
now we kind of gotta stay and make sure the right thing happens. Like, fuck.
Isn't that one of the popular? I don't know if this is just solely a left-wing talking point, or this is. Tell me if this is just a in general middle talking point. Aren't we known as like the country that is in perpetual war?
Of course.
And it keeps us kind of inflated in terms of making our money
and like
our resources.
maybe we had good intentions. Maybe like we initially thought, yeah, everything's gonna be okay, but they just unalive 30,000 good guys in their own country that were gonna help facilitate so it's like, damn it, now we got to stay here again because we thought they were going to be here, but Iran unalived them, so now they're not here. So now we got really nobody to step up. We have a few presidents who are willing to step up, but they're all part of the whole assembly of like 40 intellectuals who pick the next person to be the
I'm
Ayatollah.
uneasy in my thoughts about the future, and I also, what's up, Foxy? Good to see you. I'm also, I understand like actions POV there about like just not wanting to get involved with other countries' shit as well. So while understanding almost all sides, I think some action was absolutely justified. I have a rational fear of what is to come because I just don't know.
Right. We can get into some of the okay, you know what? Let's get into this guy. I mean, we kind of.
I don't want to get into any guy. Who the
Heyo,
fuck? Get out of here.
I'm talking about his opinion. Jesus, get your mind out of the gutter. God.
You really look. Hey, man, we just got done watching Bill Clinton's deposition. All right.
I know it's on the mind, top of mind. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what happens sometimes.
That
See,
that
I
helped
told
your point.
I
From
told
earlier.
you. I know. Yeah, you're welcome. It just saved you. Yeah, I'm not gay. I was just reiterating Josh's point. That's all. See?
I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I want to play. What the fuck?
Jeez, I just had a flashback at how angry I used to get at you when you'd make fun of my mustache. That was years ago.
Oh yeah, your mustache.
It was the only thing that ever occurred in our podcast of yesteryear where I said, "Bro, don't fucking go there ever again."
Yeah, leave my because I mean it was like veering on the like. Do you drive a white van? I mean, what's going on here?
Right. Thank you. Midnight. Do you want to hit the fucking? Sorry, Midnight. Welcome to the show.
What up?
Feel free to hit the number 1 and hit enter, and we'll put the phone number up. Okay.
Yeah. It's always
because he keeps yelling. Just look it up. Don't believe me. Look it up. Call.
It's always
number. Hit 1 and enter, and then we'll go forward.
It's always scrolling at the top. I don't know if people can see that up at the top, but I will do it like this, just so it's a little more obvious. 954-546-3455. But here's one of the opposition going around who's like, maybe he makes a good point, maybe he doesn't. You be the judge. But he's like, I thought if I voted for Kamala, we'd get into new wars, huh? MAGA? It's like, God damn it.
I was told that if I voted for Kamala Harris in 2024, terrible things would happen. You know, grocery prices would go through the roof. Nobody'd be able to fucking afford anything. And we'd be at war within a year. And it looks like they were right. I voted for Kamala Harris in 2024. 77 million of you window-licking, bigoted pieces of shit. We're not smart enough to do the same. And now, grocery prices are through the roof. Nobody can fucking afford anything. And we all just watched a demented septuagenarian do his best Lord Farquaad impression, talking about, some of you may die, as he drags us into a war that is, by his own admission, without congressional approval. So I ask you this today, MAGA. How you fucking feeling? Hope all you MAGA chuds.
Wow, they're all
Somebody
like
check
this.
his blood pressure.
But they're
man.
all like this. Like every single video has this same type of like, like it's the same emotion. They're all like this.
Yeah, like complete lack of just like getting the message out unless he's being sheerly performative. No, that's
No,
really
but
from
yeah.
the fifis.
It's a good point though. It could be performative, but
Randy.
they think they could think being like this gets their message across. So it could be either or. This could be real, or because they see everyone else who are like them act like that. Well, I gotta be angry and yell at the camera too.
Did he say subtugenarian?
Subtugenarian.
Do you feel better now, sir? Look, you voted for Kamala Harris, you dumb fuck. There's so many reasons why we are all laughing at you. Her record speaks for itself, which is a huge nothing burger of shit and corruption. The police.
Well, you see what he's doing, right? He's like, I did vote for Kamal, and that's exactly what I got.
Yeah, you voted for the fucking. I know, I see. I get the ploy.
okay.
Just, you voted for the loser. She lost for a good damn reason. And it's amazing that he can willfully be blind to all of the faults, all of the reasons that she wasn't fucking voted for. All right? There wasn't a single instance of internal affairs looking into her police precinct that she was in charge of because of her status. I forget what she was, governor, mayor. Nothing was looked into, and she literally only released evidence that would have that freed somebody because they didn't commit a murder because she was pressured to, because the man was going to be fucking killed. Like that. This is what we're dealing with, all because she didn't want the optics, the negativity to affect her record. So fuck that bitch. Yeah, I'm happy with Trump. Thank you.
77 million of you window-licking, bigoted pieces of shit. We're not smart enough to do the same, and now grocery prices are through the roof. Nobody can fucking afford anything, and we all just watched a demented septuagenarian do his best Lord Farquaad impression, talking about, some of you may die, as he drags us into a war that is, by his own admission, without congressional approval. So I ask you this today, MAGA. How you fucking feeling? Hope all you MAGA chuds that never shut the fuck up about he's the president.
This guy definitely doesn't have this energy in front of like a real man. Like he doesn't act like this in front. Like maybe if there's like a woman there, he tries to act tough like in front of her for like points. But like guarantee he doesn't talk to anybody like that. Like online he does for sure.
Yeah, from the confines of his car with the closed doors and rolled up windows with that live button on, he's all about that fucking alpha male energy, but we know he's a beta male cuck that's waiting to bend over at the first moment's notice.
Look at that face. Look at that face.
Mm-hmm. Looks like he's just dreaming about the dick right now.
And we can't have a woman president. She might start a war on her time of the month, are ready to go die in the Middle East for a president who started a war so we'd all forget that he's best friends with a bunch of fucking pedophiles. Excellent work, dumb fuck. I'll leave you with a quote from the president that you love to support. Our president will start a war with Iran because he's completely unable to negotiate. He's weak and ineffective. I'd tell you to think on that, but you have clearly been
That's what he said to Obama in 2013. He said, Obama can't negotiate because he's weak and ineffective at negotiating. But it's like, does this guy also not think that, well, maybe Trump was just saying that Obama doesn't have my negotiation skills? You know, like maybe Trump's doing that thing where it's like, well, yeah, Obama did it, but he didn't negotiate like I could. Trump tries to negotiate. It still doesn't work. So he's like, oh, all right, now I guess I got to do that. You know what I mean? Like, isn't that not like a...
all of that, and I have a personal concern for this man's whiplash, because at the rate that his head bobbles as he yells, I really think he might end up paralyzing himself after his next TikTok.
Dude, they're all like this. They're all like this. They're all so angry and they all they're so verbal.
With Iran because he's completely unable to negotiate. He's weak and ineffective. I'd tell you to think on that, but you have clearly been spared the burdens of intelligence. So instead, I'm going to tell you to get fucked. I was...
Nobody, all the 112,000 likes come from everyone on the left. They're like, yeah, that's right. You tell you, that's right, Luke. You tell you, Luke. Yeah, Luke, you're so cool, Luke.
The repressed echo chambers of our era. Yes. Weaponized with social media.
It's Luke gives me its douche chills. I'm like,
Shamrock has a great point, just to be illustrated as a counterbalance to everything that idiot just said. You don't need congressional approval if you're not declaring war. Thank you. Under the War Powers Act, they have 60 days before they need to brief Congress if they plan on
And even then, Obama, Libya, fucking the Gulf War, the list goes on, Vietnam. Yeah, it's not.
Look at history. Stop crashing out and do something, you dumb schmuckoid.
Yeah. You got anything else on the Iran thing?
No. I'm just I'm afraid of the future. I can't say optimism or otherwise. I'm just afraid. So that's me being honest. Yo, what's up, Story? Shade, brother. It is good to see you, man. You're a true OG, brother.
Sure,
Be around on Sunday. Big thing happening on Progressive Patriots channel.
Speaking of
please
Sunday,
come up with a panel.
I think we should save the Jim Carrey and Shia LaBeouf thing for Saturday.
I agree.
Because I got to get the fuck out of here.
I'm with you, Josh. I'm glad you said it.
But I want to play a funny video or two. All right.
A palate cleanser or two, sure.
Yes. Let's see which one, though.
By the way, I know you're not here, or I think you're not here, C-Fouls, bro. We love you, man. And please buy a C-Foul skateboard. If I remembered his link, I'd drop it.
Yeah, if you just go, also C-Files, if it's there, but if you look on our community post, you'll find a few shared videos of his on there where you can click that
great.
shit.
My monitor's doing the craziness, but yes, do continue.
Just for fun, here's a soccer player giving a seagull CPR, all right? I guess the seagull gets hit by a soccer ball, and the soccer player's like, not on my dime. Bam. So you saw that? The seagull gets nailed out of the sky with a soccer ball. Bam.
Oh,
okay. Dude, it got knocked the fuck out. But he goes in. We're getting a little CPR action. He's lifting the head.
Very cool.
Put it on its side. That's recovery position. No, dude, it got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, I know. All right, so it survived that, right?
I don't know, but it's
I
fun to
think
think that
so.
it did.
We need the movie.
It definitely didn't. I feel like there was the video. Hang on a second. Like it moves for a second.
I feel like this was after the duck. This is a duck, right?
Yeah, it's probably not a seagull.
I think this was after the seagull had got laid off, divorced, really rough day, and then just on its way back home to drown its sorrows. Fucking soccer ball comes out of nowhere.
Or like the opposite is like, you know what? I was wrong. I'm gonna go back and say I'm sorry. It could have kept flying.
The marriage, actually, huh?
It could have kept flying and avoided this, but it was like, you know what? I'm gonna be the bigger person and go back. I know,
Darla, I'm coming back for you.
I know Mrs. Seagull was a little more in the wrong than I was, but you know what? I'm gonna be the better person to go back and.
How
just
dare
gets
you
nailed by a
speculate
soccer
on
ball.
this seagull's love affair with Darla? And yes, I have it on good notice that it is Darla that we are referring to.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that sucks for this.
How about a guy getting his car repossessed, right? And he's chasing after the van repossessing his car, but there's also somebody moving out of their house and they have the ramp down. And the guy running after the repossessed car doesn't see the car, the U-Haul truck with the ramp down.
Okay, I got to do this before you play it.
So he shins it.
Repossessed. That's for you fellow oldies out there.
Thanks, man.
All right. Play it.
That was cool, man.
I know. I'm awesome.
I appreciate that.
I'm super. I know everybody. This is going to go viral.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Dude. I know I'm going to blow up. Forget the show. God bless.
I don't even know how you did that. That was cool as shit, dude. Watch this guy's shins. Like, tell me if you feel how this guy's shins feel. He's chasing.
Oh, no. Are you okay? Oh, shit. Are you okay?
God damn.
He didn't even grab it.
He keeps going though. He keeps going though. I mean, but damn, that hit had to hurt something fierce.
My feet are off the floor, like.
I feel like if I was the tow truck guy, I'd be like, you know what, dude, I'm gonna let it down. This one's on me. That had to kill. Yeah.
This is your one, get out of jail free card. I saw that, bro. I feel ya.
It rung like a bell. Like, listen.
Oh!
Are you okay?
No.
Are you okay? Nah, bitch. My shins is fucking hurt. I ain't okay. And my car's gone.
Dude, I literally, like, when I first saw that, like, I got no socks on. Sorry, TMI and all that, but my feet, my toesies, my feet, they instantly jumped up below my chair like I'm wrapping around it. Like I was afraid to touch the ground like it's lava. I felt that pain. Shin pain sucks.
Like, do you feel this pain? This guy got it. Just watch. This might take a few playthroughs.
Freeway, and this bird shut in the window. It's only happened that much, and he got me. He struck me through the window. I'm on the fucking freeway, and this bird shut in the window. It's only happened that much.
Okay.
And he got me.
It's only happened that much.
I'm glad that you played this because I know I've confided in you about how I try to bring therapy into my life. Now, remember, let's say that there's about an 8 as opposed to the 10 we talked about in the car. You remember?
Yeah.
I'm about 2 points under that when I'm screaming in the car. Just yelling whatever obscenities so I can feel better. That's about where I'm at.
I feel like this guy's yelling obscenities after what happened here. Like, this guy's like, you know what? I'm gonna make a jetpack out of an oxygen tank.
Okay, I like the comment because I got it full screened. He landed safely after 3 days, so I'm interested.
Yeah, it's legit. That's a legit comment. I don't know where he went. I don't know where he went, dude.
Okay.
Okay.
2, 3, and 1.
He's fucking gone, dude. I feel like he went in the air.
Oh my god.
Look at that fucking line in the grass with the oxygen
Holy
tank.
shit.
That was so much.
Watch one time. I feel like, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but it looks like he goes up this way. Just watch.
I agree. Oh my god. There's a quick little twirl. Who knows if you're still on it?
He landed safely after 3 days. That comment strikes true. That comment strikes true.
Aladdin, where did he go? Ready, 2, 3, and yeah. Salute. That is our Zen for the day.
Yeah. You know what? I think that is. With that said, we do this.
Here's a quick sneak peek.
We got plenty of time. Go ahead.
Sorry. Yep. Nope. Quick sneak peek because it's my favorite quote. Shia LaBeouf, basically, when asked about his opinion of what the Bible says about homosexuality, I quote, "Nah." And more on that on the next Stuck in the Middle, along with Jim Carey, clone, lizard, alien, did the Illuminati get him? All that and more on the very next Stuck in the Middle.
On Saturday, day. Yeah, we'll see you then.
And on Saturday night, there will be a special announcement. The first time I will be publicly stating when the great Durka Fest, where all fellow community members are invited to jump on panel where we can regale and share tales and clips and stories of our favorite locale.
Of one Durka. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Like and subscribe if you have not yet. You probably have already. We appreciate you. Share the show. Always goes a long way. You're sorry about us not getting to the Jim Carrey and Shia LaBeouf thing, but, went a little long. So we'll hit it on Saturday, and we'll have some good times then. So, yeah, enjoy the rest of your day.
If you're able to show
have a great
evidence
Friday.
that you shared any of our episodes on your page, we are making something to enter you in for a little giveaway of some kind in the works. So please feel free to take a screenshot.
Take a screenshot.
And send it our way. Stuck in the Middle Show or progresspatriot44@gmail.com. Both of which are perfectly cool. Or send a comment. We love you. We appreciate you. Stay stuck. We'll see you on the next. God bless.
And do not send screenshots to any of us, please.
Please don't.
Please
oh,
don't.
God, I
Please
asked for
don't.
it.
Yeah.
Do not.
We'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.